out in the transatlantic landfill, where yesterday's products drift into tomorrow's oceans. Mother Nature tapped out. So we stepped in and did it better. Introducing Tiger Fruit, a delicious treat grown in post-consumer sediment rinsed to perfection. Picked at peak ripeness by the gloves that made it possible, we give you a taste of the past, simulated for the present. Trentilla, real fruit, but better.
Have you lived your life in filth and sin, fraud, jaywalking, or depravity? Don't leave your eternal fate to chance. Secure your heavenly place with our divine coverage. Holto's Pearly Gates Insurance. Your absolution is our mission. Holto, your key to eternity.
The real world can be unfriendly, misleading, confusing. But your world doesn't have to be. Reality Shield will protect you, cutting out the noise, making the world perfect. We do not censor. We cultivate. Engimo.
We are glad to do the dirty work. Power is power, and you want it.
Absolutely. So our advanced olfactory targeting system is designed to track strong, threatening odors like sweat, industrial glue, or even vanilla-flavored sodas. You know, criminals tend to smell like trouble, while your family smells like laundry and dinner. You'll know the difference.
Now that's clever. Folks, you have the deal of a lifetime in front of you. The M134 minigun with the carry harness, the rate reducer, the geofence system, and the advanced olfactory targeting system. If you call now, we'll throw all of them in for free. Plus, the welcoming mat and the recoilless blade. Folks, this doesn't happen often, but I really feel this is too good of a deal to sit out. Now, let's pass the live feed over to Hector so we can see this bad boy in action.
Clarity, unity, progress. Naturally, you want it. Naturally, we provide it. We refine instinct, polish doubt, erase contradiction. You'll feel it, not as restriction, but relief. A version of you that doesn't question, doesn't falter, only moves forward perfectly in sync. Together, we are the immune system of society, the antidote to chaos. We are the architects of order. Naturally, you understand that obedience can be beautiful. You are not being controlled. You are being aligned with the system, with the signal, with each other. Via we as one.
We know you feel alone, but trust us, you're really not alone. Let Engimo bring the world a little closer, one element at a time. secure your... Breeze through and sign our completely straightforward user agreement about data sharing and join our global community of friends. NGMO, beyond boundaries, within reach.
The stars. Distant. Watching. When will they arrive? Will your family be disintegrated first or last? Will your family dog become their leader? With Holtau's alien invasion insurance, you don't have to worry. Alto, we got your back.
That strange thought you just had, where did it come from? And was it even yours? Our new Series 2000 effectively suppresses third-party influence and eccentricity, outperforming our competitors within the standard deviation of conformity. With the Series 2000, your mind stays in control. Via, we as one.
It's time for the next stage!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the wonderful $450 head-to-head tournament here in the 7th Circle. I am Player, and this is my co-host with me today, SinFizzy. How you doing today, SinFizzy?
Glad to be here. Love to see the competition back at it. It's been a week, and a week too long. Well, we've got a show for you.
Yeah. We got some great teams who are ready to play. I do have some unfortunate news. Due to the delay and some other unforeseen circumstances, unfortunately, Buff Melee is not going to be able to play today, which is fairly disappointing. We were very looking forward to seeing them today, but they had some unforeseen technical issues that really stopped them from playing.
So, with that being said, though, we're prepped up, ready to get you guys into the first match here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, this is
anything else that we've got for everybody?
Not particularly, other than the teams that are playing. This is Tempo versus WP. These are some exciting teams. I've been looking forward to these. WP being a very, very aggressive double heavy team, and Tempo being a very good LMH, from my understanding.
Now, refresh our memory here. Is it for those who don't remember? What were the matches like
between WP and
Tempo specifically? Let's see. Oh, well, that's a dead giveaway. Yep, that is a dead. WP looking slick with the fit. They're running it back, boys.
Yes.
Look at that astronaut drip.
We have the first match coming up in just a moment here on Nozomi Citadel as map number 1. And just to start, look at this wonderful fit from WP. I mean, they're pulling out all the stops with this.
And it looks like they're really hugging close combat here. They want to be up in that mess, okay? If they end up securing that box early, they're going to be able to fortify the mess out of that thing, and it's going to be a problem for Tempo.
Yeah, this really could be a problem if they get tight and close and play inside here. So we'll see if they have a unique strategy they want to run here, Tempo versus WP, as we get underway for map number 1 in what is an all best of 3 matchups here.
Looks like we're running double winch, and heals right off the rip. It looks like WP or live wires here. Tempo have already spotted WP.
Yeah, this is an interesting spawn. Both sides, or both players' teams, spawning on the same side of the map. That's it's something you're bound to have happen on Nozomi Citadel, as, look at this. Tempo has just decided they're gonna go sit at B, because they know this is the cash out they want to go play on. Well, I'm
honestly curious to see. Yeah.
But looking at where A is, I wouldn't be shocked if WP actually wants to go fight, if they want to go fight the other cash out A. Lockbolt comes out, does stick down some players, but not much happening here. The jump pad goes out as we have the flamethrowers sitting on the dome. Great damage going out. The flamethrowers just standing there doing all of the damage. That is the medium down on Tempo. Another heavy, low HP. It's a double heavy medium team for both teams, by the way. Womp taking out the second to last heavy, as there is one left. Gonna try to get the res in the corner. Does Skill know where he is? Not quite. Doesn't know it's there.
He got the revive off, and that could be the wipe that they're looking for. There it is. First wipe going out to WP, and honestly, this is gonna be a really close quarters game.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very, very tight game. Throughout the entire match.
HHM, brother. HHM across the board. Now, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but does the mesh shield do anything against the flamethrower?
As from my understanding, no, it does not.
That's what I thought.
The mesh shield is not effective against flamethrower. Flamethrower is gonna go right through that.
And hopefully they take that into account for the next play. Otherwise, Fizzit is going to exactly for the next map, because Fizzit's not going to be able to do much with that against their flamethrower.
Yeah, that flamethrower is kind of a counter to mesh shield here, especially since they're playing in these tight areas, and there's not much they're going to be able to do against him. All they can do really is play long distance and try to just back themselves up off of it. They need to stay away.
Looks like they've created themselves a fortress in this cash out A, and then they're about to get a heavy push with a lockbolt.
Lockbolt comes in, dome shield goes down on WP. The rocket's there to do some early damage, doesn't quite hit its target, but the flamethrower is here to do some good damage around the dome. Winch goes out, doesn't quite land on anything, but the heavy's gonna go down on tempo. Fizzit dead, Skill fighting for his life here against Fluff, gets some good damage with the charging slam, but doesn't quite make it stick. The medium, last alive, but is gonna get wiped intentionally after realizing he's not winning that 1v2.
That big mistake here, unfortunately, Fizzit was committed to that fight in on A, and his team got split off from the stairs. And it ended up just falling apart from there. When you're going into a situation like that, you need to have that 3v3. But again, Skill can't do as much as well because another direct counter with the double winch.
True.
With the charging slam.
Yeah. Yeah, the double winch always counters charge and slam, so you're not going to be able to do much as long as one of those heavies gets a winch on you.
Going over there.
But this seems to be coming into meta this season. A lot of
jump pad straight in though. Next fight's coming out. The RPG goes out, not much done. Fluff takes some damage, but is gonna get healed back up by the medium. The RPG goes out. The lockbolt swinging them from the ceiling. They do get one heavy. Medium running in here with the Cerberus, trying to do some good damage. Fizzit, low on HP. They need to start stealing this. Internet drops the cash out with the Cerberus, gets one kill. Charge and slam. Tries to do some damage onto Fluff. Doesn't quite hit, but they're going to take this cash out, WP. Will they get the team wipe, though? Burning fire on Skill, almost dead, and the Cerberus is going to take out Skill.
Honestly, great fight. That was the best opportunity that Tempo could have had. If they got that initial lockbolt off, and again, their positioning on that initial fight, it would have been a different fight. They came in hot, did exactly what they needed to, and that lockbolt in the corner before even having vision ended up whiffing them and maybe ended up costing them the fight.
Yeah.
But they've adapted it and they keep making those adjustments. This could be anybody's game. We'll see on this next box.
We shall see on this next box here. Closer spawn here and a better positioning against a Cerberus and a flamethrower here for Tempo. Playing this high ground is what they need to do. They need to be outside. They need to be high. They need to take advantage of the fact that they have guns and WP really doesn't.
Yeah, the short to mid range needs to be their best friend. Otherwise, it could honestly be a detriment to the play style.
Yeah. Both teams kind of being silent here. They don't want to give away too much, but Tempo is heard by WP. They just don't want to peek this. They know that if they peek, they're just going to get lasered. First medium's going to get spotted as the dome comes out. Internet 3-bar. RPG is blocked by the dome, but does more damage to his team than himself, than the other enemy. That's a push from Skill on Charge and Slam. It's going to get taken out. The res coming out from Cassie as so much fire is in here. Cassie doing the right thing with that jump pad and getting out of there, but is going to get taken out by the Shack 50. It's 2 heavies left on Tempo.
Bleeding the team.
Yeah, 2 players left on Tempo and 1 on WP. They're starting to understand how they need to play this against the Flamethrower. Flamethrower trying to do some damage here. The winch.
Oh!
Wow.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
There it is, boys!
That is how you're supposed to play Flamethrower. Doesn't quite make it work, but he did get the trade, and that would have been better had his team not all been, unfortunately, slammed by the charge and slam. They all got hit pretty hefty and were low enough that they could clean up.
And lucky enough, guys, for Skill, he did exactly what he needed to, and the top of the ceiling falling perfectly on him, blocking the winch in that last play.
Winch, yeah.
the skill, everything just worked out in Tempo's favor on that fight.
They got a little lucky. They got a little lucky, and that's how this game works.
Absolutely.
They have spotted the bridge and the canister!
Oh!
The canister and the double drop!
Man down! Man down!
That is incredible! One of the bodies spawns back up. Visit looking for this res. Finds the heavy, is going to get the heavy. Not quite, almost gets him, but the mesh comes up to protect him. Low HP, and it's just the medium left as that box is getting deposited. Ideally, there it is. What a great explosive canister there from, I think, the medium. That was wonderful. Dropped 2 of the players off the map.
Absolutely. So this, again, boys, right here, Cash Out C, they have a 35-second advantage on WP coming into this next box, and that's going to add a little bit of extra pressure onto them. And with their limited mobility as it is, it's going to be tough. And this is a hard box to approach.
Yeah, this is a really tough box to approach. Their skill almost charging himself off the map, which would have been a real bad scenario. They do see the zip line coming out. Lockbolt's ready to go. They just want to split them. They just want to bide their time. The Lockbolt's going to hit the dome. You can't shoot it at the dome. That's not going to work, but he does get the kill on the heavy. Mesh shield comes out to protect the medium, giving long damage. And this is just a cash out that WP is not going to be able to take here. They have no long range. They can't cross.
Absolutely and utterly annihilated them in that play. Well done by Tempo. And again, they played to their strengths there. They played the short to mid-range, did exactly what they needed to. Now, guys, if you saw what WP did, their medium, internet, what he needed to do was get that zip and get them across, right?
Look
but
at
again,
this.
They don't have that mesh. They didn't have that mesh.
They're spawn manipulating. They're spawn manipulating. That is how you see good high-level play. Cassie and Skill, or Fizzit maybe, no, it was Cassie, they all stood far away from the objective to make sure that WP doesn't spawn close enough to get a real good attack here. They're going to spend too long getting here and too long trying to cross before they're going to be able to actually play. So
I
now
think we know
at this
whose
point,
box this is, boys.
Yeah, at this point, WP knows too. They've decided they're just going to back off and wait and try to go for this next box.
Honestly, the best play here. And, you know, the double winch, with them playing an aggressive short-range builds here, C was just not the box for them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to work under any scenario. And they need to do the same thing to avoid B. B is a little bit better because you have that jump pad over. You have that, you have the ability to throw a zip line up there. This cash out specifically is the double bridge, and you just can't cross that consistently with this kit.
Yeah, but best case scenario for them was going from B to C.
Yeah, they have to go all the way around.
Absolutely. And they made that mistake twice based on spawn as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and looking at the cash out spawn, D is really going to be the best objective for them here if they have control over this box, and I know for a fact that Tempo is going to be trying their absolute hardest to make sure this goes anywhere other than D. Because D gives them great building coverage, some great vertical play to just absolutely destroy with that flamethrower.
Correct. And, you know, what we're going to see here, I think, is going to play right into Tempo's strengths, and running that short to medium game instead of getting that short of what the balance is. But they're gonna continue to push them into where they want them to go, and they're gonna fall into that trap. They're gonna fall straight into it.
They're going to be.
But I don't think that this is necessarily a bad play though for WP, because
they can't cross
as long as they
else.
get there. Exactly. Well, as long as WP gets there, they get that ground, and we're going to get a fight right off the bat.
They may not get there. Lockbolt goes out from WP, does land on the heavy. Heavy, nowhere to go. Not quite. Actually, the winch comes out on the medium.
Team didn't follow through.
Team didn't follow through. Cassie gets out of there with his life. A little bit of HP loss, but they're okay. Realistically, WP need to start thinking about this cash out, how they want to play this. This is a tough one for them because it's not in their comfort zone of the cash outs they wanted to play on this map.
And again, this is going to work perfectly in favor of WP. They're going to get fortified, lock themselves down, and this is going to make this a really hard cash out.
Here comes the fight here. Explosive canister comes in, pushes the dome, or the barricade out of the way. Dome goes out. Now the charge and slam to try to get through, but he gets winched and flamethrowered and absolutely barbecued alive. That is not the play you want to do there. The dome shield comes out pushing as WP just runs in. Why is Womp running in there? He's just guaranteed a trade. Jump pad comes out, the medium. He winches the heavy from there. That was a very lucky shot on that heavy. Heals coming out. Womp does get back up, but immediately gets traded out as the Shaq 50 goes in, gets some good damage. The melee kill on the heavy. Now it is all up to Fizzit. Last alive versus the medium. He's gonna lose that to the Cerberus.
Great play. They got lost in the sauce there, guys. WP and Tempo. We had part of the team on that second floor up there, and the other right below, spreading out. Turned into a TDM 1v3 situation here, a 1v3 situation there. Then it was a 2v2, rotated back. The teams got heavily separated and couldn't figure out what was going on in the mix of the chaos. That's the final.
WP really looked like they threw there when Womp pushed in with the flamethrower. There's just nothing to do there on that bridge. You're not winning that fight. That was a little out of nowhere, but they managed to make it work. And now we get down to the last attack that Tempo has on this map. Lockbolt goes out and is immediately traded, though.
Huge RPG coming in with the grenade.
As well. The res goes out. It's all up to Internet on the Cerberus, doing some good damage to the medium. The heavy above gets res. They're going to drop on him, try to get some kills. They're running around for the melee. The steel starts going out. The heavy's not going to die, and I think that steel is all up to Tempo, as they will take map number 1.
Incredible shift in play right there, boys. By Tempo, they adapted, and they did exactly what they needed to. Yes. They got lucky, though, on the first initial double RPG grenade explosion on that fight there. Dropped all their health. They fell back, and then they ended up going straight in to, honestly, what was one of the greatest first matches that we've had here in this tournament.
That was amazing to watch there. Very clean retake there from Tempo. I mean, they found and isolated that heavy, and they were able to kind of clean up there. It was actually a really back and forth game. I honestly didn't know who was going to win that to the end. It really looked like it might have been. I thought it might have been WP's game. I really did.
And you know, it realistically, guys, WP should have had that game based on positional advantage. Because that was where they needed to play. They got split there, and they fell apart after they couldn't secure one of those 2 kills that had all of 70 health left.
Yes. Yeah, that was some very tight matchmaking there, some very tight gameplay, and yeah,
well played by both teams.
Plenty of times there.
Well played.
And it was really a back and forth. I really wasn't sure who was going to win that, but that was really, really well fought win there for Tempo. A wonderful performance from WP. They just barely lost that. Had they maybe played a little more defensively there and just kind of sat in the room and not even thrown a lock bolt out, you just wait, you drop the cash out and then throw the lock bolt to leave them on the top floor, then you could have had a delay situation, but they lost their health too quickly. That mesh shield was really important at the end because the other 2 teammates, mesh shield doesn't block flamethrower, but it does block Cerberus, and that Cerberus was hugely important for the match there.
So see if we can't start getting things underway here for match 2. Connecting up, guys. See at the bottom of the screen there what we've got coming on. What are we playing here for match number 2?
So match number 2 is going to be on Seoul as we get loaded in here. Give it a minute because the final servers take their sweet time. But yeah, we're going to get underway on Seoul here. As the next map, for those who don't know, we play Seoul Under Construction, the best version of Seoul, if you ask me. But I'm biased.
Is that the mid? Is that the one with the mid?
Oh, yes.
That is the one with the mid. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely the best one.
Now, I gotta say, this map is completely against WP's entire strategy. There is no way that they're gonna need to keep...
Oh, wait a minute. We have a change here. They're running winch and mesh shield this time.
They are running mesh.
That's a good play. That is a great play by WP.
That is, yeah, that'll be interesting.
And I think this is honestly going to help the sustained play that they have been playing with, because I don't know if you guys saw there, but 8k healing by the heavy and almost 5k healing by their medium. The sustained play is where I think WP is going to come on top. They just need to find a way to secure those kills.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as we get underway here on Seoul, box number 1 in the infamous middle hospital building, this is going to be really advantageous to WP. As look at this. Tempo is just going to go sit at B. They don't want to go to B because they know this flamethrower is really good in B. They understand that B is a good cash out for them, and they want to force them over towards A as they try to destroy the bridge as well.
Honestly, I don't think this is the play here. They should have surprised them.
Okay, yeah, I think they should have surprised them. I think they should have let them, because this cross is way too difficult. The explosive canister not quite hitting where skill wants it to. Breaks the final support of the bridge, but doesn't quite drop it yet. They're just going to take it to A. They're happy to just play it at A.
Honestly, this is
It'll be tough, but A is the inside the box cash out. This is the one that's under the cover. This is probably the best cash out for Flamethrower in the middle of the map. Now, still terrible. And look at this. They're immediately getting rid of this crane as it comes crumbling down on top of the map. Love the destruction that we have here.
Look at that. So, again, what they ended up doing, what they ended up doing is pushing them 30 seconds out. Pushing themselves 30 seconds out, which could cause them some issues.
Tempo goes in, jump pad above as the RPG is wasted, hitting nothing. Explosive canister in, heal ball goes out, the mesh comes out from both heavies. There's a standoff between the heavies. The flamethrower coming in, the winch doesn't quite hit anything. It just redeflects off the mesh shield. Body goes back, Fluff is down, but he's gonna get revived back up. Visit coming in with the mesh and the actual air canister to block the flamethrower. Doesn't quite work, they play under, they're playing back. Winch comes out as the heavy gets split from the rest of Tempo. One dead, second one dead now on Tempo.
Wait a minute!
Is 1 HP.
Wait a minute! This is a 1v1 situation here, guys. But great skills with the charge and slam. Coming in for the steal. He had to make the choice. Is he going for it? He is.
He is going for it.
He's going for the stall here.
The lock bolt, the dome, the winch! Doesn't quite land
enough. Oh, they got the box, boys!
Oh, that was tough. That was tight. That was the smart play from Womp, but it didn't quite execute it properly. You need to sit in the dome a little more. He kind of peeked out of it and let that heavy do some good damage on him. You needed to just chill in the dome. Just wait. Know that heavy has to push you and then play on the corner of the dome. Play on the wall. And that's going to be cash out number 1 going towards Tempo.
Now, honestly, without that charge ended up doing way more than I think both teams even expected. But they need to save that winch. If they're going to go for that winch play, they need to get the kill. If they're going to go for that, they need to recognize, hey, that charge can literally chunk our team as much as an RPG within seconds.
If a charge and slam hits every single charge, that's a guaranteed kill on a heavy. It's a guaranteed kill. It does that much damage. It's just very hard to hit everything. We have an interesting
we got our next
vertical
fight, and they're
situation
already going for it here.
Now, of course, the goo not going to really do much, considering that WP has all of this fire on their team. They can just get rid of that goo whenever they want, but the jump pad's here to take this out once it lands. And there it is,
ready for the
snatched
lock
up by Skill. The RPG comes out and drops Skill to the bottom as he gets lock bolted. Completely split from the rest of his team. And he gets winched and then cooked alive. Really well played there from WP as they're now trying to clean up the rest of the team here on Tempo. It's all up to the heavy who's just going to intentionally take that white and is going to move on. What a great, well played. What a well play there. Using the RPG to drop and splitting was really, really smart as they go towards cash out C here for the next cash out of Seoul.
Honestly, great. Open them peepers and open them ears, boys, because they heard them toes twinkling on the top of that there boardwalk, and they made it happen.
They did make it happen, yes. That was phenomenal from WP, showing some real skill here, some real understanding of the map and the knowledge of the map required. That's going to be an immediate spot. The lock bolt goes in. Everyone is locked back there. RPG comes out. Dome comes out on both teams. Skill trying to do some good damage here. The charge and slam doesn't quite hit where he wants it to. Gets one shot, but he's also low. He does get Womp. As the other fight goes out above, it's all up to Fluff to clutch up for his team. Not going to make it happen. What a tight match there, but great notice from Skill there to just go in with the lock bolt and get in there early.
Honestly, this goes right back to the thing. You have so much continuous damage. You've got the flamethrower. You have the burst of flame with the Cerberus. They need something to be able to clean up a kill.
Well, they need someone. They need the time.
Consistent.
With that flame, they need time. They need to extend the fight because if you have an immediate fight, these guns are gonna win. You need to make that fight last longer, and then you're able to do more immediate hit. What are they doing with the cash out here?
They grip it, bro. Grip
They're
it and
gripping
send it, dude.
Yeah, they're getting it ready to go off the edge of the map whenever they're ready. Now, we have WP back up here on the center area. Some good heals coming out. The dome comes out. They need to start thinking about how they want to play this cash out. And look at this. Tempo just chilling back. But here comes the steal. Pyro Mine goes out. Flamethrower here too. Skill ready to hop on top. Fight's about to go out here. RPG to open up the roof.
A lot of heals prepped up and ready here. They're fortifying not only
Here
the
goes the
box, but
steal.
themselves.
Kills coming in, damage coming in. The Stealer does get taken out by the heavy above. Charge and slam dropped. Womp is dead. It's all up to internet and now Fluff. And there is no time left. And that is 2-0 to take round number,
Game
what is this,
2
15.
For Tempo.
Yeah, map number 2. That was just a very well solid play there from Tempo. Really found how to counter WP very, very effectively. So that is Tempo moving on, and WP moving to the losers bracket now.
Great job by both teams, honestly. And I think what WP needs to do for the future here is say take that strength and then take it to the next level. They need to be able to secure a kill or outlast the enemy team to be able to do all that extra burn damage like you were going at.
Yeah, absolutely. They needed to play more, a little tighter, a little elongated. They needed to make that match and each gunfight last a little bit longer, and they could have done a lot better there.
Yeah, and again, they had too much burst there to be able to kind of counter that play style. But overall, great job by both teams, guys.
Yeah, no, that was wonderfully played. They definitely... There was a definite difference in strategy in the way they played. I think them changing them changing to mesh helped a little bit, but it didn't help enough. They needed to really get rid of that flamethrower, I think. That was really the problem.
You know, between that and more specifically, guys, honestly, what ended up going on here is they gave Skill the opportunity to do what he needed to do and split their team. At the moment Skill ran through that thing, they RPG down, he could, again, wipe a heavy at will and separate their entire sustain. It caused them a lot of problems, and it let them go off and then start picking off their team.
Yeah.
So the double winch, yes, the double winch it honestly may take me back of what what I thought was the right play with the shield for how they played.
Yeah, they my brain has just stopped functioning, as you can tell.
It comes and goes, brother.
It comes and goes. It comes and goes. But yeah, that was well played from both teams. I just think that the strategy was a little bit, unfortunately, just a little bit worse. A little bit worse for WP. They needed to make a little more adjustments and be a little more flexible, and they weren't. They weren't as flexible as Tempo was, and weren't as willing to make those changes they needed to change.
Absolutely. Now, as we're getting closer here, getting into the next match, guys, I just want to reach out and thank our design team and everybody else who is helping out with this next part of this tournament. And you'll continue to see more iterations going on in here forward. It's great job. I'm just a pretty face, boys, but the back end, we got some people making it happen. Okay.
Yeah, that was we've got some amazing people here working on it. Shout out to Pagan, Slapdom Johns, Demon, of course, for hosting the whole thing.
Yep.
And just a really, really great team that we have behind this here now. We're just currently waiting on a couple teams to get loaded in to the next match. So we'll hopefully get underway soon. In the meantime,
did you show them the bracket of what's going on here of who?
Yeah, let's have a glance at the bracket. So currently we are about to see, because unfortunately, we have had a dropout from Buff Melee. Which means that we will not see them compete for the rest of the tournament, unfortunately. Which means we will be moving straight on to, I believe, Tempo versus DLB, if I'm not mistaken. We get to see them play again.
Yeah. Tempo, no, WP. WP versus...
Sorry. Yes, WP.
WP versus DLB. That's okay.
WP versus DLB.
And this will be an interesting one, boys. It really will. We'll see if Great. Now I'm gone, buddy. Now I'm gone.
Sorry, it's infecting us. I'm sorry.
WP versus who?
Versus DLB.
DLB. Dirty Little Boys.
DLB.
Wow.
Dirty Little Boys.
Yeah, okay. So
we're we just gotta wait for Alma to get in the match.
Based on how WP played, this is the problem. When you get into that, when you start picking up losses, guys, box to box, it will affect your mindset going into your next game. It can. It's hard to have that competitive mentality to say, you know what, this is where I've made the mistakes. This is where I can go from here and not let them affect them. And I really hope that WP is able to get out from those last losses and keep that momentum like they had on the initial game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's difficult to keep that momentum the whole way over, and it is very difficult to kind of, especially if you've lost 2-0. It's kind of difficult to keep things moving and keep it going. It's hard to keep the roll going.
Absolutely. And it looks like we're close to getting this next game underway, guys.
Getting there. We're getting everything situated. I apologize. A little bit of growing pains from getting everything situated, and also half of the we're gonna have to drop 2 of the matches because since Buff Melee were undefeated, not only will they not participate in their next best of 3, the Soulmates don't fight in the losers bracket against them, and they go straight through.
That's right, boys.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Buff Melees. Wow. So that means that puts them. So guys, that ends up putting it in the final match for 3rd place, right? Would that be 3rd? No, that would be for the 2v2 for the 1v1 close to the final match would be WP. No, I'm sorry, Tempo versus the Gucci Bandanas, going in for the final for the final match in the winners bracket before literally the final 1v1 team, which that's going to be interesting. Yeah. That's going to be very interesting. Soulmates going right on, and then DLB. Yeah, I'm really excited for this next game, guys. I'm really excited.
Yeah, we're still working on some stuff.
You know, so this is this is the beautiful thing about the finals, right? You have so many opportunities to kind of craft a play style that your team that your team is able to play. I haven't seen that. The use of the flamethrower Cerberus with the double heavies and a medium. Double heavies and medium is, again, becoming meta. I said that last game. It feels like it's the safe pick, okay? Higher end play, we get into to mid to late into Ruby. You're going to have a lot of those lights, but back on the home stretch, it's just hard, though. Positioning is difficult for playing at light because you will literally be 2-tap, boys.
Yes. Yeah. Playing that light in lower rank lobbies, if you yourself are not a high ranked light, it's very difficult to do. You need to be playing very, very positional based, and you need to be playing very, very floaty is the best way to describe it. You can't sit in one place at one time. You got to be bouncing around the map and finding good advantages for yourself, because if you don't, you're just gonna get lasered. And even when you're in an advantageous position, a heavy with the Lewis, it's like 5 bullets. 4 bullets maybe if they hit a headshot, and you're done. You're out. So you need to make sure you stay away from heavies for the most part. Heavy is a light's worst nightmare, really. So you need to make sure you're playing back, far off, getting the glitches in, getting rid of the shields, and doing your work as a support player, because light has support. Light has the most useful healing gun in the game, by far. You just have to know how to use it.
Absolutely. Glitch grenade completely just wipes away the shields, and it's very necessary at that higher play to shut down a team's push and to keep it going. As again, by the way, guys, we are going in to the next match.
Yes, we're about to be getting into the next match. But to continue what you were saying, those glitch grenades are so useful. We did see a slight nerf with the glitch grenades from Embark, and they immediately revoked it because it turns out that, well, suddenly light's useless, no longer useful.
Almost. Especially at higher end play, specifically.
Yeah, for sure.
And last thing I have to say on that is Gateway is king, guys. If you're running heavies, have a heavy on your team, make sure your light has a gateway for mobility. king.
Absolutely. Gateway
Going
is
into the next
super
match
necessary.
here, LMH.
We have
with
an
the bow.
LMH versus
We're at
the
it, boys.
HHM. This is going to be interesting. That light is going to need to be the fastest thing you've ever seen on this map. He's going to need to play so far away from everyone. But we're getting underway back into Zombie Citadel. A lot of teams liking this map, especially against the heavy flamethrowers, because they know this has those long-range cash outs and has that long-range advantage. Lockbolt comes out here.
Ooh, okay.
Flyop's not able to handle it as it's a drop from the heavy and the heavy on WP. 2 dead, internet dead here, sorry. As we kind of fumble around here, not really sure what is going on exactly. Internet gets res back up.
Revive.
Gets targeted.
The
heavy is here to try to take care of this light, who runs away. And that is Stormworld getting some good shots from above. Is going to drop it with the Lewis. Does get internet. And they're going to have the flamethrower sit in the corner here. The winch comes out to do more damage, but the H-infuser from the light to keep the heavy alive, as that's a wipe for WP.
Honestly, played that way more aggressive than I thought they were going to. Great plays by Boundless. That it needed to happen. They saw the opportunity. They got the first drop, rotated up on them, repositioned themselves, and was able to take that first fight. It was great plays across the board.
Absolutely, yeah. They know they can play aggressive because they have those heals. Once you have the heals, that flamethrower can't beat heals. It cannot beat heals. So it is a very advantageous thing to have. They're going to play on the top here, out in the open. Now, I want to see this get dropped. I want to see B get dropped further, winch to the side, and just kind of suffocate it. I want to see DLB try to get in here and get cooked alive. I think that's what we're about to see here. The winch goes out on the cash out. Heal emitter goes out. Double dome goes out. DLB are nowhere to be found.
This is I think they've got this first box, and they're about to rotate in on it.
They just let them steal that. Let's see if that works out. They want to understand where they are. Stormworld with a great RPG here. Trying to get in and do some damage. Does some damage, but not a lot hitting. He jumps in. Immediately, flamethrower comes out on WP. As one goes down, that's the light taken care of. No more H-infuser for you, DLB. The flamethrower cooking Slyops alive, and that's the medium taken care of. It is just up to the heavy here, who is going to start stealing back, but it's kind of for nothing, as they're going to get wiped. I think it was just to draw him to him, so that way they would wipe him.
You called this right. WP did exactly what they needed to there. They dropped the box. They pulled it to their advantage with the barricades completely being able to negate any type of first explosion. It just helped them able to take that first box.
And additionally, WP didn't have anyone to contend. DLB just kind of let them take it. They just floated around too much, I think. They should have been a little more aggressive to try to just pick them off and at least get them uncomfortable. You can't let them get comfortable on a steal, or they're just going to stick it.
They don't have time for this box, but I'm assuming they're going to go for it and see what they can do within the short time that they have.
I believe so. They're going to open up the back of this entire box here as WP is opened up to the world. Some shots coming in, but there's no time left on this box as WP takes box number 1. The Lockbolt comes in, does get Stormworld as he's now completely stranded and cooked alive again. Internet trying to get some good heals to his heavies here. The heavy goes into the fight. The flamethrower kind of runs in there and just dies. He defibs the door as Slyops is taken out by Fluff, and Fluff is taken out by Drexor. It is all up to the Cerberus, who misses his shots, as Drexor also missing some shots on the bow, but is able to clean up and get a team wipe.
So, guys, going back what Drex was doing there, him continually applying pressure and continuously glitching them and not allowing them to get those heals off allowed them to stretch that fight out, but take advantage with that longer fight, right?
Yeah.
It was glitch, poke, heal, glitch, poke, and heal, and it's the cycle. But again, completely negating the sustain that WP has been known for while playing these matches was a great play by Drex and his team.
Yeah, well played. They're taking advantage of some of the differences. They just made a mistake on that first cash out. I think they shouldn't have let WP get comfortable. Now this time they're gonna play this really long range here. The shots coming out from the medium doesn't quite hit anything. Drexor as well, trying to do what he can, but doesn't get anything on that on the flamethrower of WP. WP just trying to figure out how they want to take this back, because you need to be careful when you run out to take this, because if you do too much and you go too far, you're just going to get lasered by that bow. In fact, they're letting the cash box chill. They're letting it sleep. And they finally take it now. Position revealed. DLB knows where they are. They hear him below, but they're going to go for the zip line instead, it looks like. No, they're not. They're just going to take this underneath the A. DLB's following.
And pay attention.
This is just a...
They're doing exactly what they need to do here. They're taking the close quarter fights.
Yeah.
They're positioning themselves low and tight because that's their strength. That's how they play. That's how they need to play.
Yeah. Dome going in from Stormworld. Drexler is 1 HP and running around. Internet starting to get damaged here as he takes a fight. And Fluff nearly dead here. Gonna get healed up by the medium. But that was a little tough. That was a little close. As the box control is actually switched over to DLB. They're going to start pushing in here. Stormworld with some good heals there from his light. Doing some great damage on a WP, but not enough to make it stick. The light
Missed the
using
glitch.
his ability to rotate quickly. As the heavy is completely split from the rest of this, but they don't know that there's a teammate behind them. Internet, great damage from the RPG there onto WP. DLB with a great RPG as they're able to get a wipe. That RPG was huge.
Huge RPG. Surprised by DLB's team wipe there. I thought the split was enough going to cause it. I think the overwhelming presence of the medium and the light ended up skewing WP's, thoughts on what was going on there, because they had to jump on that heavy. They could have taken that heavy out and turned that team fight in an instant.
They should have all rushed behind that barricade the other side and gotten on that heavy, but they thought that heavy wasn't split. And it was just a matter of recognition. They needed to notice that heavy was on his own and take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
WP crossed over already, taking some shots from Slyops as he's able to get one.
Down.
Wow, good shots from the medium here. RPG goes in, almost drops him as Slyops then drops on his own accord. As DLB completely drops to try to follow. Barricade there to say, absolutely not. You do not get to hunt us down like that. Glitch is coming in from Drexor. Great shot on the bow. Great shot number 2 on the bow. Great shot number 3 on the bow. The medium is almost dead. And he gets taken out, and it's all up to the heavy. He's going to get meleeed to death by Drexor.
Great plays here. DLB actually has some very much positional advantage here. They're playing on the outskirts of A, making sure they can continuously put pressure on WP, playing to their weakness, which is anything outside that short range. Again, if you're going to play this strat, you need to make sure you can rotate, and this is not the map for them.
Absolutely.
Great job with that first box, though, by WP. They pulled the box down again and was able to turn a bad situation into a great one for them. And looks like we're getting into this next fight for the last chance for the A box.
The A.
The A, dude.
The A. Getting the jump back here, crossing over as DLB definitely sees them. They're going to drop and try to play on the outside here. But WP's just ignoring this. They know where they are. They made this same mistake before. They're not going to do this again. As WP is getting ready to drop this box and get in tight here.
2 RPGs down by WP.
And then neither of them dropped it. The C4 finally coming in, but it's actually the C4 from DLB ready to drop this. This is looking like a guaranteed box here for DLB. There's no way that they're able to drop this and get a steal quickly enough here. That final explosive canister comes out, but it's just not enough to drop the box far enough to where they can start stealing. They're going to see the light. Not much comes from it as WP is going to back out of there. DLB has confirmed themselves box number 2.
And
shots going in, but Fluff behind doing some good damage. The flamethrower comes out in front. It's going to do a lot of good damage on Drexor. Drexor's running, getting chased, but does get assistance from his teammate. As it is all up to Fluff.
Straight into the enemy team. Straight.
All up to Fluff. The res comes in. Not much to do there. As DLB get away with a team wipe as well.
So guys, what you saw there, WP did exactly what they needed to, but not with the amount of time that they had. If they would have went up maybe 2 or 3 more floors, stories of that building, giving them the opportunity to waste maybe 1 RPG instead of 2. If they now do we know if they are running C4? Are they running C4?
Which team? DLB? WP.
WP. Are they running C4?
Let's have a glance. They are not. No C4.
Okay, so they have 2 explosives.
They have 2 RPGs.
We're getting into the fight the next box. Next box, boys. Drex going in for some poke damage.
Already doing
they're running the low ground exactly what we've seen them do in the past.
Yeah, they are not too worried about it. They're more worried about going to D. They're actually going to go sit at D and wait, and I think DLB are going to notice that and I think they're going to go to C. The right thing here to do is don't go to D. That looks like they're going to go to D. They are falling right into this trap, are they? No.
Nope, they're doing a
they've
full
noticed
rotate.
it.
But wait!
They're going to...
Wait a minute.
Yes, there it is. They are going to C. If the medium can find a place to put a zip on, as the box goes, and it gets thrown off the map. That is actually really important. That is really important here. The lock bolt goes down and gets 2 players. The RPG does huge damage.
Oh no! What a turn!
That box falling off the map is a huge problem for DLB as it gets yoinked by WP. Eel ball goes down. Internet trying to take some early damage here in the fight as it now gets all tight and close, which is advantageous for WP. Shots coming out. Great heals to save that heavy as he rotated out. Fluff getting chased. Stormworld is dead, 1 HP, but so is everyone else on WP. It's all up to Drexor, who does get 1 heavy down. The other heavy sitting in the corner here, reviving, I believe. Sees him. Shots going out, but he's back up.
No.
And he's going to get lock bolted here, ideally, and completely destroyed. Not quite. Somehow manages to get away with this, and realistically, at this point, he just needs to accept that this box is not going their way. Res comes in. WP need to start depositing this. They need to depot this. They know where the bodies are. They need to wait for the coins to not go in. They need to take advantage of the fact that now they have this advantage. This is the cash out they need. This all stemmed from 1 accidental misclick and dropping the box into the void. That has completely reversed the roles here as they now get this tight and close cash out as everyone on DLB is coined back up.
And they did it. They capitalized on an opportunity. WP, they got the lock bolt in and changed the course of this game.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is advantage WP right now. Dome goes out as they rotate out. They don't want to fight this above angle. They're just going to run. They're just going to play time. They're going to back off. Stormworld with the RPG spots 1, drops in, and gets some good damage on that heavy, and is actually able to get a kill. The Dome, the winch doesn't do anything. The double shields.
Completely split from their team.
Chased,
the fluffer down, boys.
The fluffer is down here as Internet is going to try to do some damage, but it's all vain and null. As now we'll have 1 more fight for this box.
WP had advantage over box. They had the close quarters. They separated it out from their team. They got split. They then split to 2 separate stories. WP really needs to stay tight, play to their strengths indoors, and get picks when they can. They fell apart there, and for them to make this change, this is going to be a tough one.
Zip goes across, Sly getting some good damage on the heavy, or the medium, sorry, of Internet, but not enough. Not enough to make it happen. They're trying to figure out where they want to drop this. There goes the RPG. Look at all of DLB sitting up here waiting, trying to get involved as we have a floor fight here. The steel starts going out. The Dome goes in. The flamethrower goes in, but he's still on the seal. He gets the seal, but they're going to get it back in time.
First game going to Dirty Little Boys.
First match going to DLB, but man, that was tight. That was tight. They almost threw that. They were very close to throwing that match in the garbage.
Drex, look, guys, look at the scoreboard here. This is proof that kills doesn't make a game, because WP almost came out on top here.
And
this
they had
TDM, boys.
a few kills. They didn't have that much there. And wow, very close match, very tight fight there. And well done from DLB to clear it out. But man, that was tight. That was a very close match. I really thought WP might get away with that steal.
DLB, the box drop threw me for a loop, boys. I can't believe it. That was anybody's game. The moment that box went off the map, it was anybody's game. Beforehand, it was a tough one for WP to even do anything.
Yeah, that was if they had gotten it over to the other cash out, as we had seen on previous maps, that probably would have been it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would have been game over. But
what's our next map looking like?
Next map is Seoul, from my understanding. Again, same 2 maps, so teams seem to like these against WP.
Hey, why? Okay, for the outside viewer who is not used to these tournaments, why did they get rid of Kyoto? Why is Kyoto not in the map pool?
That is actually not just my decision. That's Embark's. Embark
That's
is the
what
one who said
I would
no
say.
Kyoto.
They being Kyoto or Embark. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Embark, when they did the Grand Major, had a competitive map pool, and that map pool did not include Kyoto. It's also some of the reason that we do Seoul as under construction. That's also just the right choice. Under construction is definitely the version of Seoul that we should be playing. But it was Embark's decision for that to be the, quote, competitive pool, and we kind of wanted to match that because that is what teams would expect if they went and played competitive. Another thing is that Kyoto is a very
side note, it
interesting
looks
map.
like we're ready for our next match.
Yeah, we're getting underway into the next match in just a moment here. I am wondering if the pick of Seoul was because they saw the previous match, and they know for a fact that WP kind of falls apart on Seoul. So, we'll see. We will see if this leads to a completely different outcome here.
Absolutely. And Seoul with that under construction, it turns movement on this map into a completely different game. Right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, this game, the map, instead of it being, let's say it's 100 meters away, it then makes it feel as if it's 150 meters away because of the middle of the map disappearing. So under construction is always the play.
Yeah. Not being able to go to your cash out because there's a big building in the middle of the map is the most frustrating thing when you see a cash box spawn in a hospital.
Absolutely.
And you're like, what? I'm not there, and it's gonna take me. I'm gonna have to go on a detour. I gotta go take the scenic route.
Honestly, interesting map choice, but as we're going into game 2, it looks like everybody's running the same builds here. And let's see what they can do with it.
Expected. Actually, no. Fluff. Well, same build to what they did previously on Seoul, but not, because they've decided to take a mesh shield again. Now, it's a matter of, are they going to capitalize on it? Are they going to make it work this time? Let's see if they learn from their mistakes that they made previously. As we have an interesting spawn here, as DLB have decided to go for the high ground first, instead of doing what Tempo did, which is go to the... Well, Tempo went to the hospital because there was a cache out there. There isn't one there now. They kind of know where WP is. Long shots from above, they spot one, but they know that they're not going to do anything yet. They're going to wait. Because if WP tries to go for cache out B, they're going to get lasered the whole way there. And it's not going to be good for them.
Absolutely. They're definitely in an unfortunate position here, and not having a light on their team to full rotate them it makes it a little bit of a problem.
Yeah. There comes the box out as it gets passed back underneath. As they're just holding it.
Now, guys, if you notice in that last match, WP seems to use
Here
their
comes the damage. Here comes the fight. Sorry
Oh!
for interrupting, but Womp is dead before he even makes it to the apex of his jump. Hopping down with the RPG, trying to get in here is Stormworld. Kind of split from his team, as Drexor is actually just going to go snatch the box. Fights coming in from both teams here. Fights coming in from both teams. 2v2 situation. Back to a 2v3 now as the glitch comes out. The heavy is going to get split here from the medium as he just leaves him to die. Internet, last alive, going for a revive on Womp. As he misses and is going to get taken out by the bow potentially, but he misses a shot. Drexor doesn't quite hit when he needs to hit as he's trying to get this heavy now as well. Internet's just kind of left again. And Internet is finally back with his team, but oh my goodness, this is such a split strategy from WP. They're all over the place. Stormworld is running around here, trying to find something to kill here. He's
it looks
thirsty
like a heavy
for blood.
stall situation right now. It's a heavy stall. They're gonna allow Drex to do what he's doing, move that box. Well, they play patty cake over here on the stairs.
Yeah, good dome shield there from the heavy and the mesh shield as well. He's going to drop and get isolated. Fluff's trying to get back up as the medium rises the heavy again. Heals going in onto the heavy who's been isolated for so long. How he's not dead, I don't know. Drexor, 1 HP from the medium on WP, who gets traded out. So 2v2, Stormworld low, but he's going to get taken out by Fluff. This is not what I expected. It's kind of switched. Drexor, all on his own now, trying to run around and wait. He's going to play for coins. WP needs to realize this.
Did this, dude. They needed to go for that white.
Yeah, and they didn't chase hard enough, actually, realistically.
They played with the kill, and it's going to bite him in the butt a little bit.
Here comes the steal immediately. Heal ball goes in, the mesh shield goes up, and Drexor has nothing he can do. Sly back up. Sly back up. Stormworld is now going to also coin and get back up here as we have some good shots coming out from the bow. But this is a tough situation now because they have control of this cash out. WP are not going to leave this at all.
Now,
Sly shooting from
notice
across.
WP's positioning. Positioning for WP is perfect.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
holding the
Sly Op's
inside.
quite low, but does get some healing back from that light as they play above. But I don't like the fact this medium is split. Cash Out's gonna get dropped, but not quite. Lockbolt does get it pulled down. Drexor, some good shots on the bow. They've identified where the split is. They're gonna go in for the kill. That's one dead, but a trade comes out for the heavy.
Two dead.
It is all up to Womp. As Womp is gonna get traded, and that's enough time for DLB to steal the Cash Out back.
DLB now WP needs to run this back for future tournaments as well. Whether they continue on forward and they're able to close this out and pick up the win or not. They use their utility. And guys, listen, they use their utility too much to push an advantage and then leaving them open during team fights. They'll use it to move boxes, to do that. That utility is not just for the box.
It's for the fight.
It's for the fight as well. And be very conscious on how you use that utility and how you can't use it in future fights.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Enemy up there.
DLB holding high ground again, waiting for WP to show themselves.
Yeah, and for context, this is an elimination match. Whoever loses this is out of the tournament. Forgot to mention that. This is elimination. This is for all the marbles here. Interesting fight here. Neither team wants to go for the box. They're first wanting to take this fight. RPG goes out, drops Stormworld and Sly Ops as they get split. But there's no chase here. I would have wanted to see a chase. Maybe a jump pad to go up and fight the light who was still all the way at the top. Just isolate somebody. That RPG was great, but it didn't do anything. This is the problem with using that utility the way they used it. As now they're just back up to this roof. Shots coming out from DLB doing some good damage. Wow, look at the beams that we're having here on Fluff. That's a drop again from Stormworld. Stormworld trying to get in here, do some damage. He knows one is somewhat isolated. Gets the RPG off. Is he going to get winched here? He needs to get winched. They need to winch this heavy if they want to have a chance here at winning this fight. And where is the medium?
Oh, there's the pick. Medium.
But where was the medium? The medium was just off having a cup of tea or something.
Oh, absolutely.
A little bit of miscommunication and a little bit of isolation.
And you know what? This goes back to last match, right? They had the double loss back to back, the round loss, and it's tough to recover from that. That with them not having this advantage for this map, this is going to be tough. They're fighting an uphill battle, and they need to make some adjustments on the fly.
For sure, I definitely agree. They've decided they're just going to go sit at C. WP doesn't even want to take this fight. They don't want to take a chance. They're just going to run this to C. Gateway comes out from Drexor.
As they should. That's a great play by them. Position themselves to where they have a chance for this box or B. And this is going to change. This is going to completely change. Could change the game, honestly, depending on what happens here with this upcoming lockable input.
I think for a chance here, it seems like that DLB knows that WP is just waiting for them. They're waiting at the wrong jump pad. Actually, sorry, they're waiting to the side of the Cash Out. Stormworld has the box, taking their time to figure out where they want to play this. And there goes the shots out. They see where WP is. The glitch goes in. Second glitch goes in. Completely disabled that healing beam on internet. Shots coming out from both teams.
Great poke damage by Drex.
Oh yeah, wonderful poke
RPG
damage.
out.
Great damage on Fluff as Womp and Internet both die. The RPG from Fluff does actually get the kill. Shack, the dome on top. The dome on top of the heavy to stop him from shooting the medium was really smart there. Well played there from...
Aggressive plays, boys, by the way.
Aggressive
plays on Storm. You don't use that frequently at this elo. It just doesn't usually happen.
So that was some great poke damage and wonderful coordination there to both beam the two lowest players there and take out that medium.
And again, make sure it's known, guys. We going out and us saying do this versus this. It is all situational play. It's adding those things into the repertoire of how to play this sandbox, because that's what they do. They give us a sandbox to play in. And both teams are doing great with what they have here. And coming into the next fight with Drex getting that poke damage.
Heal going in. C4 goes in, but it's not going to do anything until they actually get the steal complete. The fight goes in. Drexor behind. They have no idea. But they've now seen him. They're targeting him, chasing, trying to take care of this light. And he almost gets traded, but doesn't quite get the kill. Everyone on WP is extremely low. Don't push their fluff. That is not a smart idea. Heals come back in. As the medium tries to hop and take this fight on Drexor. This fight is ridiculous. Drexor finally gets the kill. Oh my goodness, that was very messy, I'm not gonna lie. That was extremely messy from the medium. The light should not have gotten away with that.
What? Now, guys, let's run back. What is internet using right now? What's his utility right now?
Are you talking about just actual utility,
Internet.
or?
Yeah, what's he running? Is he running jump pad, defib? What's he running right now?
Jump pad, defib, and zipline. I'll be honest, the zipline to me is not worth it, especially on this map.
I agree. I think one or the other is the play here.
Yeah.
With goo would have been peak for them.
There's one site you might want to run a zipline, but honestly, I don't think it works. The C4 goes in, doesn't blow up the dome. As the steal goes out for Womp, but too much damage is going to come in and immediately trade it out. Drexor's hopping in here with some real viciousness as the heal comes up on the heavy, but he's going to get wiped out by the rest of the team, as that is WP, unfortunately, out of the tournament.
Guys, WP made the adjustment in their last matches. Was able to get that first box and push in, and they played great. They played great to their strengths, with DLB coming in and saying, "Hey, we get this play style. We understand what they're going for, and we're going to completely pull it apart." And they did that without WP being able to make those adjustments.
Yeah, absolutely. DLB, great job there. Look at the kills on this. The combat. I mean, WP did a good job, but they didn't have the kit to fit. And I'm sorry, but that flamethrower just didn't do enough there again on Soul. They really need to make a switch of their actual weapon choice there on Soul, because that's just not going to work, unfortunately. But that is WP, unfortunately, out of the tournament. I kind of wanted to see a little more from WP, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
So going into next match here, who do we have here for next match?
Next match is actually DLB again, because they won, and this is to do with the whole buff melee. DLB against Soulmates. And this
now,
is the
going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this going into our first three out of 5, or for this? Or
No,
is that for the final?
No. That's only the final.
Just for the viewers, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Let's have a look at the bracket. As I'm not gonna lie, I do need to take a quick bathroom break. So SinFizzy, if you want to just break down the bracket and just have a little discussion about the teams you're about to see come up, which is DLB and Soulmates.
Absolutely. And while our other team is updating the bracket as is, we'll go ahead and go into it with what we have here. So that DLB over there versus WP, and pushes DLB on to the semifinal of the losers bracket, as well as the Soulmates, because Buff Melee was unable to perform or come into the next part of that tournament. So we'll have DLB versus Soulmates here. And if you guys remember, Soulmates was the team with the Grav Cube, and really utilizing that very well, especially for something that doesn't get used very frequently. In my low plat lobbies that I'm currently in, right, is we're seeing a lot more use out of that, guys, and we're seeing a lot more use out of it, and that kind of goes into the sandbox, right? Is the more you give people, more tools and toys you give people to play with, the game itself is going to be completely changed, and you love to see it. So again, WP, well played, great fits, boys. And we're getting closer and closer to this next match.
Yeah. I am back. Hello, SinFizzy.
Glad to have you.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. For those of you who know, bow is not easy to use. Okay, it is a tough tool, tough weapon to use. And playing it as aggressively as Drex did is impressive in itself, okay? One miss is the equivalent of the bullets, is the equivalent of 5 bullets in a 30 magazine just whiffing. It's a tough play.
Absolutely. It is a very, very difficult weapon to run. But if you hit your shots, oh, it is wonderful. It is the absolute GOAT of weapons on light if you hit your shots.
Absolutely.
It
Time
is
to
very
kill.
difficult to do.
Time to kill. It's abusive. You can poke in and out of cover. It's... Well, let's see if Drex can push that into this next game, because he's going to need it.
Yeah. And actually, it's going to be a map that's very advantageous to Drexor here on the bow, as we are actually going to be getting underway on Fortune Stadium as map number 1. This is a very loved map by a lot of the players in this tournament. And I gotta say, a good pick. I like Fortune Stadium. What about you?
Absolutely. And not only that, but one pump, he ran the repeater. So we're going to see a little bit of that repeater gameplay versus that bow. And it's anybody's game. It truly is.
Yeah, it really could be anyone's game here. This is, for the sake of myself, because I'm not going to lie, I don't know if you've said this already, but this is DLB versus Soulmates up to this next map.
And we're in and at it, boys, with the thick toes.
Yes. They have on these very, very fluffy boots that, I'll be honest, look pretty comfortable to be running around the arena in. And a very nice matching fit. Is that 1, 2, 3 on their uniforms? I can't quite see the light, but it looks like they each have a number. That's 1, 2, 3. That'd be very cool.
It is actually. That's dope.
That is dope. This is a really cool fit. I love these kinds of things, but here we are, underway on Fortune Stadium.
So it looks like Drex. We have Drex with dash, Soul with heal beam, and Storm is running mesh. And then looks like we have a similar loadout. Chris is actually running the winch.
Yeah. Okay. It's normally a mesh, from my understanding. Good shots coming out from Storm.
Wow! Instantly in and
instant
wiped out
in.
off the bat.
One pump with some great damage. Drexor gets taken out as well. Stormwood as well. The defib doesn't hit as he gets dropped and chased by one pump on the repeater. Some good damage done, but not going to quite get the kill. As we're going to see finally a defib come out of the heavy. One pump missing all of these really important shots as Chris tries to clean up some goo or something. I mean, he's doing some house maintenance or something. Winch goes out, doesn't quite hit anything. Mesh shield comes in, but he takes off of it immediately as it's now just up to one pump. The medium's 1 HP. He's dead. It is all up to Stormworld versus the medium. Stormworld gets the win on that gunfight. But that was tight. That was closer. Way closer than I would have expected for the push that I saw from DLB.
Soulmates had that fight. They missed those shots that needed to happen for the full wipe. If Soul was able to be taken out, easily 4 or 5 shots was missed. And that was enough for them to turn that fight.
Yeah, one pump needed to hit those shots. If he had hit a single one of those repeater shots, different story.
Boys, cheeks clenched, and not even in the good way. Pull it together. We need that action, baby. Here in match 1.
Gateway overs. One pump is already running in. Absolutely bloodthirsty, looking for some vengeance here. They know where the box is. They're watching the staircase. And it seems like SlyOps kind of has an idea as to what the play is. They heard the drop. They know where they are. Some shots coming out from Chris on the medium as the medium gets taken out on DLB. The dome goes in. And the winch comes out, doesn't quite hit its target. The light getting chased. And Chris realizes that this heavy is split as they take out the heavy. It is all up to Drexor, who gets immediately cleaned by the Lewis gun on the heavy.
So, guys, I don't know if you noticed this. I don't know if that's intentional or not. But the moment, even if the dome activates and the glitch blows up secondary, if it's blown up inside of the dome...
Around it. If the glitch is around the dome shield itself, it will get rid of it. Doesn't matter when it was thrown.
But that fight, it blew up inside the dome, and it did not get rid of that dome during that
Really?
fight. I've noticed this. I don't know
if that
it didn't
go on the other side of the... If it's on the other side of a wall, it doesn't blow it up. If it fell beneath the staircase. I think it went beneath the staircase, no?
No, it was...
Maybe I was wrong.
We can run that clip back, boys.
Yeah.
And we can check that in. I've ran into that problem as a light myself.
Yeah, there's a couple weird things with this game. Not exactly the most stable game as the cash out goes up. Look at this. I love seeing the zero gravity grenade from Chris here. The GOAT with zero gravity. Above here is SlyOps and his team. Pink just trying to figure out where Soulmates are.
Good rotate.
Good rotating goo just to let them try to panic and figure out where they are. They all have this ready for the drop as another RPG goes up and they run out of there again. Whoa,
Oh,
great
no!
RPG there. Onto with DLB, sorry. The steal starts going out, but not going to quite make it work. It's all up to One Pump, who does get the res onto the light. But that is probably going to clean up the cash out. Fly up stealing, and I think this is going to go the way of DLB. Wow, great positioning, but that RPG.
The Fire Barrel RPG. Fire Barrel RPG
That was
eliminated him from that fight. And that costed him that box.
Yeah, it was gone immediately. That's the problem with playing a light in that tight scenario. You have to play... He really needed to be playing outside and playing somewhere else and just getting picked because, unfortunately, he did nothing for his team there. There was just nothing he did. There was no... He wasn't... He just drew back from the round, and then the defib didn't come in time to really do anything, so... It's just playing positionally inside the cash out room with the light doesn't quite work, especially when you have an RPG on that heavy.
Great overall plays though, but let's see what ends up happening with this next box. And Chris split from his team by himself, looking like a
zero grab grenade. A Stormworld comes up the zip, but he's going to be put into the air by the anti-grab. Great job from Chris to throw that grab grenade, but it doesn't quite do what he wanted it to do. He was hoping to get a kill from that. Doesn't quite make it happen. Stormworld with the RPG hunting. Finds the light, but the light's going to do some great evasive maneuvers and get out of there safely, luckily. Regroups with this team as they play back above. Never mind. We have another positional change here as they take a jump pad up to the outside.
We got one pump split from his team. Chris trying to make it over to his team. Charge needs to split from his team a little bit. He's hugging him a little too tight for them to do anything with his set of weapon he's using.
And look at this. This is just some great pressure, some great pushing from DLB here. They're going to be able to get a fight going here with Stormworld peeking, doing some good damage, but missing a little too much to make anything stick. Chris gets healed back up by his light as they rotate out.
Again
but
from
one
the
pump,
team.
yeah, One Pump keeps getting split. He needs to not get split like this.
One
Jump
pump
pad
in
comes up.
Charge needs to switch position. They need to be split, but not in
the medium split and the light on the
Exactly.
teammate. Should be the light split a little bit.
Exactly.
Jump pad goes up in the air. Missed shots from One Pump onto both the medium and the light. He needed to hit that. The medium is
Great
1 HP
shot.
as Chris is able to take away the light. RPG from the heavy above chases down Chris.
This is a 2v1 situation.
2v1
One
situation,
Pump coming in
One
with the
Pump
kill.
finally
Cleaning it up.
Oh.
Boys, Storm is absolutely cleaning up this game. Holding that team. 10 kills by Storm right now. 10 kills.
Nobody else.
Whose
Nobody else
game
on
is this?
DLB.
Is this Storm's game?
This is Storm's
DLB?
lobby. This is Storm's lobby versus Soulmates.
Great heals by Sly. Great damage
Yes.
by Drex. But we
man.
need to recognize the cleanup game by Storm.
Storm is getting all the cleanups. He's also clutched up a couple of different scenarios, and I think that Storm is kind of the MVP of this team right now. Obviously, you need to play around the heavy, and that 350 HP is a huge advantage as a heavy player. But still, 0 after the previous matches we've seen? Wow. I mean, it is absolutely absurd levels of kills here from Storm, as we are about to see another fight take out in a second here once they're done playing on the monkey bars.
So, guys, for those who know, is EU, from my understanding, EU plays a little bit more split of a game compared to US. Am I wrong on that?
I'm honestly not sure. I think they play a little more out in the open, but we have a fight here as immediately an RPG takes out the light again. Stormworld making that RPG count. The heavy drops in, the misses the winch, but One Pump is above, and he knows that all these players are quite low, but he's not able to clean up a kill. He's going to think about how he wants to be able to play this and get a res, but nothing happening. The jump pad coming in from Storm as the medium's now going to rotate out. Does get away from their Storm, trying to chase. None of them get to where Storm or One Pump is.
Broke their ankles. Broke the ankles with the goo. Come in with the revive, and he could switch up this
Great canister to back out. He saw them, and that's a kill from Chris on a Drexor. The light coins and
another kill.
This has completely changed for DLB as they are just now going to stall this. Look at this. Chris knows. They know. They're pacing their time to make sure that DLB doesn't have another chance at this cash out. That was
One Pump
wonderful ankle
completely
breaking.
turning that fight around.
Yeah.
Completely turning it with that one goo.
The goo and the explosive canister, once he saw the heavy pushing, it took him down low, but it split them entirely. And it allowed Chris, who was full HP and back up because of his ankle breaking, to get that initial kill on Storm. Or not Storm, sorry, Drexor. And that changed the pace of the entire round. That is
Drexor got
huge.
taken out of that fight a little early. Hugged the team too hard, and
that saved him
it
cash out number
costed
2.
him his life.
It saved them the map. That was wonderful
Absolutely.
from One Pump, really making all of his movement abilities. I mean, showing off everything. That was fantastic. Wonderful clutch from One Pump in a 1v3.
One pump on the board. 4 revive streak, boys. Woo!
And Slyops on the board with a single kill.
Woo!
We have some more shots coming in. They're playing the long range game this time. Drexor with a bow, trying to hit something. Does get a great shot in the One Pump, but not going to make anything stick with it. One Pump's back up again. He loves hitting this jump pad as the shots come out on Drexor. Unfortunately, missing the second follow-up shot, but he did hit the first. As Vault number 3 is spawned over in Sector 6, I believe. This is Sector 6? I think this is Sector 6.
I think so. If anybody knows,
I need to
correct
relearn
us.
the sector. I need to relearn the sectors properly. Is this Sector 4? No, this is Sector 6. The big pink 6 kind of gives it away.
What, pink 6? Wait.
On the sides of the walls, in the main bounce pad
Really?
area.
Oh, look at that,
Yeah.
boys. Sector 6.
A little bit of a
Sector
giveaway.
5, 2. Oh, whoa.
That is...
I can't believe what I just witnessed.
What?
What just happened?
So... That is potentially one of the biggest brain things I've ever seen. They know that they are split, and if they try to cross, they'll die. They leave the box, intentionally wipe, so DLB has to run it back, and the concrete's covering this jump pad. And now they're gonna have to cross over to D, and DLB is not in the greatest
They're gonna
situation. The
match 'em.
box is so far, and they're gonna get here at roughly the same time. This is so big brain.
with the full rotate up.
With the gate
Full
as
rotate
well.
up.
They're gonna play above, and they're hopefully gonna catch DLB off guard.
Great rotation. Great
What a
position
play!
here.
What a play! That's
Soulmates.
unbelievable.
They have positional advantage. They just need to capitalize on this.
Wow, that is a highlight for sure from this team's play on this map. Even if whatever happens this map, wow. Just fantastic plays.
Oh,
The
here
anti-grav
comes, here
grenade goes in. Drexor gets caught off guard and is taken out by the heavy. Good damage there from Chris, but he's gonna back off smartly. Charging slam is the next to drop as they all kind of back off. One pump gets caught in the anti-grav grenade from the heavy. That is not good. The gateway goes in. Great shots from Stormworld is gonna clean up Chris. It's all up to Charging Slam, who gets the one kill onto Slyops. It's just the heavy who's low HP. That's a cleanup and wonderful plays. That has actually saved them a potential bad cash out start. C is a much better cash out.
Absolutely. And charging slam, he finally was able to take his strides here in that fight. He hasn't been able to position, he hasn't had great positioning and kind of playing on the back end like a medium or a heavy player. But he did great there. He had full rotation with that gateway coming in from the top and changed the entire, play of that fight. Exactly what they needed.
Oh, the cash out positioning. Look at where this is. This is so awkward as we have a zip line coming up from Stormworld as the fight's about to go off here in a second. Playing above, playing the right thing, but immediately Soulmates know this. They are backing off. They're playing tight and condensed. Inside, waiting for the drop from the team.
Something I've noticed Soulmates do great is stalling the box. That's exactly what they're capitalizing on as their strengths. Staying close as a team and keeping that box ride the time. Just let it ride the time.
Yeah, it's
They're
almost
not an
halfway
aggressive
done.
team, but they know
Realistically,
when to relax.
DLB really only has one more fight here before potentially they could be out.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Fight coming in. The heavy is immediately noticed as medium, who is still split. Heals coming in from the light, keeps him alive just barely as they drop the whole of DLB off the side. And they rotate again with the jump pad, just delaying this further.
Oh!
And DLB has no idea. They're going to take the gate, I think, here to try to chase. But the gate takes them the wrong way. Oh my goodness, this is so big brain.
Amazing!
This is some of the smartest stalling I have ever seen. Steel starts coming out. They need to make all of this function. Great shots
great
from
RPG.
the medium. Wonderful RPG as Chris hops in here, tries to get some kills, and they know to back off. They're not even killing them.
They're doing it again.
Anti-grab grenade goes in. The cash out is going to be absolutely flying high in the air. They break it. Great shots going in. Immediately taking advantage of that. Seal going in, but doesn't quite hit as the light for last alive. And that's map number 1 for Soulmates.
Great plays from Soulmates there to capitalize on what they need. Is anybody going to take it? They need to take it versus Soulmates. We need vision.
Oh my goodness.
We need clarity in this map because they will stall that box for the entire 2 minutes.
Wow.
That was incredible.
That
high-level play there.
Oh my goodness. That might actually be the greatest series of stalling and floating. Look at the scoreboard. I need to show this for the stream. Stormworld has 14 kills, and Slyhops has 1. And nothing on Drexor.
Drexor was completely taken apart that game by One Pump specifically. The moment that One Pump saw Drex, he was taking shots. The repeater counters the bow so hard, and if you can't get that headshot and take out that medium and put damage on that medium with your team backing you up, you will be shut down, and that's what happened that game.
Absolutely, and that was a game of IQ. That was not a game of out-aiming. That was not a game of out-pacing. That was just straight-up IQ. The wonderful plays from Soulmates there was outstanding. I mean, the jump off the map to spawn back in. That is not a strategy I've seen in a long time. That is a rare strategy to see. To then follow it up with the greatest stalling and rotational gameplay I have ever seen in my time watching any of these matches is just fantastic. I mean, it's almost disgusting, but I love it.
And here's the thing.
I mean,
Storm went out there, was able to secure those kills. But he also couldn't have done it without Sly and Drex supporting him. Yes, Drex got utterly annihilated back-to-back during a lot of those team fights, but he was still able to put that extra heals and support on Storm for him to clutch out what he needed to do and almost turn the game. So remember, guys, no matter what is going on, this is a team game. High kills are great, but we can't see the rest of those numbers.
Yeah.
And until we see them going into this next match, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I gotta say.
What's our next map here?
Assist Horizon. We're gonna get underway in Assist Horizon shortly. Wonderful map. And yeah, kills don't mean anything in this game if you can't follow it up with IQ. You have to have good positional gameplay. You have to know how to play a cash out. And that was just wonderful stuff. I'm going to have a clip of this, and I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that clip whenever I coach a team in the future. I'm gonna use that clip as a sense of here's how you play rotational. And the bait from the light as well was amazing. The fact that the light threw the gateway, but none of them took it, and they all went and played underneath. Like, wow, that was amazing. We're getting underway here on Sis Horizon. A wonderful map. We'll see if Drexor still plays the bow.
Honestly, the bow still isn't a bad play. It's not a bad play here.
On Sis Horizon, yeah.
What he needs to do is change his positioning based on how the other team is playing. It's the same thing with Charging Slam. For him, Charging Slam to utilize and be better acquainted to his team, those lights need to fix their positioning, just enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And another funny thing I thought is that you might have been confused that we're playing a Battle Royale last time with the Storm killing so many people and doing so much damage.
True!
I mean, felt like a different game there. Yeah, Storm absolutely dominating on kills, but again, his team just not following the right strategies. But hopefully, let's see if they can make something work.
Wait a minute, we had a full change. Heavy medium.
Heavy medium here. The zero grab grenade goes out immediately as Chris gets some good damage with the RPG on Stormworld, and they're just gonna back off a little bit. Drexor again, caught in the air as the heavy, and he's gonna get taken out! I love seeing low grab and anti-grab here as Chris chases down the medium and does get the trade. The Drexor comes back up as a heavy, but is taken out immediately. It is just domination with anti-grav grenade. Is anti-grav grenade OP? I mean...
Is it OP? Do people
is it
just
OP?
not know how to utilize it properly? Yes, and maybe yes. Like, again, this really changed the thought on, like, what is meta? What can be meta?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think I've seen a better anti-grav grenade player on anything ever. Cash Out's gonna get put
My
outside.
boy Chris
Bouncing a
getting
weird
that
place.
verbal suck today, my boys. You love
He
to see
deserves it. After what I've seen today, his team deserves it. They have been playing so well and so intelligently. And again, we're gonna have the same mess, but this time I think we're gonna see a proper play from DLB here. They're really trying to find and isolate a player here. They need to find something. They need to get that entry kill as soon as possible, because
I think
Soulmate's just gonna run around again. Look at this.
Absolutely. And I think, honestly, the Drex play with the winch is perfect for them. They have perfect positioning, open up that side, pull that box inside, and they can change that. They can honestly make this,
I saw the zero grab grenade go up, and that's the light isolated, but not much is going to come from it, as he is able to get away, just barely. And he's going to run back to his team. Drexor and his
they're
squad
playing
are
high and
pushing.
tight. This is perfect.
Look at this. They're just running. They are just running. They don't care about taking this fight. They know. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. I just like suffocated mid-sentence. Zero grab grenade goes out. Chris Sneaks is getting targeted, and he gets some good heals from the light, but he's going to go down. Chris is down. The medium gets away with him. Charging slam, getting killed as well. Here, chased heavily as they just keep running and split. One pump with a good revive, but that's Drexor is going to be able to find him. Storm's going to be able to take out Chris. We are so close to the end of this cash out, though. If they don't get a steal started soon, they're not going to have anything to cover for it.
Boys, this is exactly what needed to happen here.
The glitch goes out. If someone needs to get on it, they get the steal.
Woo! What a turn of events here.
Oh my goodness.
MHH needed to happen. They played aggressive, picked him. They picked Chris and was able to take the first box. You love to see it.
That was impressive.
You love to see it, boys.
That was very impressive there from DLB. They made that work really well. A lot of confidence there. And well controlled. Well controlled. They pushed very aggressively. They were able to find that isolation, and that's what they need to do. But again, the stalling almost worked. Almost worked, though. But yeah, great to notice that the light's just not going to work against this team, and to switch it up for something a little more
sustain, aggressive when necessary.
Absolutely.
Pick heavy. Again, the light pick is never a bad pick, but you have to rely too much on positioning.
Yeah, and they didn't quite have it. Chris looking above here, trying to get a winch. Doesn't quite make a hit, but he does get some good shots on the medium. The heavy winches him in! And that's Drexor going to be able to get one. Stormworld gets the kill officially, but that was clearly Drex's kill, as they are now in a bad situation here on Soulmates, trying to do some good damage from above, but the light's going to get traded out, and it's all up to one pump. He's going to get chased here by Drexor, or Stormworld, sorry, who is running in with the RPG, trying to get this kill. Great goo, but the RPG is going to come in to try to open it back up again. Oh, he gets through that goo, and that's huge. One pump still just running as the time is being burned.
Jump pad here.
But look on the other side of the map. See what Drex is over here.
What an ankle break. What an ankle break.
They finally given up on the chase. One pump has this, and they're doing exactly what they need to do, rotating to the next box.
Yeah, they're going to coin on Soulmates. Maybe they'll res the light. One pump, unfortunately, just not. He can't seem to hit anything of this repeater over more than about 20 meters. I'm not going to lie. All of his damage is close up in close range. I'd like to mention that we actually have some good kills here from DLB. We have Slyops and Drexor both on the board, but it's because of the switch.
And again, two of those kills wouldn't have been able to happen without that Drex winch. The winch is coming in so clutch right now. That's
Storm is isolated and is going to back off into his team correctly here as we get a really, really interesting positional play here. Stormworld's 1 HP. They do get the trade on Chris Sneaks as Charging Slam gets winched. It's all up to one pump, who's in a 1v3 now. Doesn't hit anything on this heavy. Gets dropped and is going to get pushed here. The goo comes out to stall and run around, but he needs to wipe here if they want a chance at getting this map.
2 shots landed there at the end.
Oh, but he doesn't quite hit anything with this. He needs to just wipe here.
It's a good play. That's a good play. That gives him 30 seconds on this next box to possibly do something with it. And you know, here, going back, Soulmates, their problem currently is they have one strategy that works really well. In the moment that other team can counter it, is the moment their team starts falling apart.
Unfortunately, they missed the winch. They didn't get the winch outside. As a winch main on heavy, that was a little depressing to see.
Winch and a stall, specifically. Their stalling is king for them. And if they're not able to get that box and stall, they start falling apart a little bit. Their strategy as a team is played off of stalls.
Yes. This is the last push here for Soulmates as they do get that medium isolated, but they're going to miss everything. Slyops is taken down. Charging Slam, kind of isolated on his own. It's him versus two heavies. The steel needs to go out soon if they want a chance to continue this map. Stormlord backed out. The C4 goes in. There's no time for anything to happen.
And that is game.
That is map number 2 for DLB.
Wow. That is a 1-to-1. We had Soulmates with that last match. Great performance. And we've got DLB with this one with the heavy swap.
Yeah, really well done.
Well played by DLB.
Absolutely. Very, very well played by DLB. They took advantage of the right things and made it work that time. They had something to prove, as Storm was saying here in the chat. Yeah, something to prove. As we are going to get a third map, which is a random map pick, by the way.
Oh, here, Storm ended up going into the ladder, but we'll figure that out here.
I see. Yeah, we're going to take a minute to get back into the next match. Let's just take a moment to review what we saw in that last map. I gotta say, the stalling wasn't as good. The stalling was not as good that time. They needed to be... Chris got a little too aggressive on that first cash out, throwing that zero grab grenade a little too early. He needed to just back out, play outside, just get away, stop fighting. And they would have almost had that. It was nearly a quarter of the way done.
Absolutely. And, you know, honestly, I think the big problem with what ended up happening there, too, is that, again, they're too heavily reliant on stalls. They don't want to take those fights. And they need to go for some splits. If they can split up the enemy team, use that winch to their advantage, you can stall a match out, not just by playing hide and seek, boys. You can take out an enemy team, let it ride, hug the body, or push over somewhere farther. Plus, when he winched that box out the first time on the side of that building, it really caused them a lot of issues for the rest of the box.
Absolutely. We do have the next map pick, by the way, for the third map. We are going to be playing the final map on Bernal.
Okay, boys. First Bernal match of the day.
Yeah,
Love
wonderful
to see
map.
it.
I do really like this map quite a lot.
Now, what's your thought on the MHH on this map if they end up going back that route? Oh, here we go. Wait a minute, guys. Are we here? Yeah, there we go. So, guys, it looks like we're running the same thing again from the Soulmates here. Not a bad play. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do and how they're going to deal with the LMH, which they ended up coming back. Drex back on the light for this final match.
Apologies for my muted there. I accidentally muted myself. I think if they don't do LMH, they're throwing. You need to see a light here. And Drexor is still on heavy because Bernal is a heavy movement-based match.
Rotated back.
Bernal is extremely movement-based. You need to have that light to do the gateway jump pads. Now, will we see that utilized from Soulmates? Maybe not. But if they do, it's a huge advantage, especially with most of these flat rooftops. Most of the rooftops are extremely flat and open, leaving you completely wide open to a gateway in the sky. So that is why it's such a good strategy here. It is a great way to be able to play this match.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, is that they're playing the mind game at this point, boys, because you've got the entirety of Soulmates already thinking, what are we going to do versus this MHH? Are we going to rely heavily on one pump to get that damage out? Because they're the primary damage from that mid to long range. They are the primary damage. That medium range you've got Chris. And then one pump separated from the enemy team. This could be really bad for one pump right now.
Not
separated
quite
from his
make it work,
whole
though.
team.
He does get away from the team. But man, this is a very long-range map here, so I think that having that repeater, he needs to capitalize it. He needs to make it work. The jump to cross back to his team's gonna work as he gets a little bit of chip damage, but not enough to cause a problem. Some long-range shots going out as nobody wants to tap this box.
Definitely trying to get positional advantage here.
The
Using
mesh
that mesh
coming in.
very well for the full rotate. Wasn't able to get that glitch off soon enough.
Dome comes
Another
in
glitch
from
coming
them.
out.
The anti-grav
The whole
grenade
team.
doesn't land. Ooh, that would have been huge if that anti-grav grenade landed. They would have been absolutely stranded in the sky.
We're 2 minutes deep on this match, and everybody's playing the slow game. Everybody's trying to figure out the next play.
Here's
but
the
not
jump
them.
pad as they
The
get way to
full
cross.
rotate. But Chris made a mistake. He's going back in. They're playing patty cake in the sky. What is going on in this match?
One pump
Both
gets
teams
isolated,
split.
but Slyops is also going to get taken out here, almost. 1 HP. It's all up to Chris, who's going to try to take out this heavy, but doesn't get killed. Oh. Did you see the way that the jump pad went out, and at the same time the light decided to gateway him in, and they just swapped?
It was the cleanest swap that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
No. Wow. Just wow. You know, the
Yeah.
repeater pick is great. Again, the repeater pick is great by one pump, but when we have those fast, close engages, it may be better off if he ends up having something with a little bit more consistency.
Because he's just not,
And they can
hitting
help
you
in the
shots
short
on long
range.
range. They need to have that long range shots because he's not taking advantage of the fact that that repeater does so much good damage over a long range.
Exactly. You want to poke the enemy team down and waste those heals early. And, oh, we got a good
Absolutely.
engage right
we
off the
got a
rip,
great
boys.
engagement here, Chris, with a great winch on that heavy. How did he manage that? Chris is taken out as Storm rolls 1 HP. The medium charging slam, or the light charging slam is actually able to clean him up, and that is a really fast fight there. And really confidently won there for Soulmates.
I think again, that 2v2 situation, they really fell back when Storm ended up RPGing himself right there. He dropped way too much health during that fight, and it may have costed him that fight for the box.
I'm going up there.
But guys, again, at it, we're currently at it here. Positional advantage going to Chris's team here, the Soulmates. One pump positioning himself, trying to get him in a better position. But top of the ceiling opened up here. Drex coming in and trying to do what he needs to do to try to find him a winch and get a clean pick for his team. Bottom end, going for the stall yet again. Don't forget, they have that winch. They can pull it and use that to their advantage to get box A out. Side of the wall opened up here. They're going in. First RPG down. 2 RPGs down by the... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Again,
They've backed
Chris's
off.
team completely backed off.
I mean, this is just... Oh, the light's isolated, gets winched by the heavy. Does not get the kill cleaned up, but he's going to chase it down. This light is absolutely on his tippy toes flying around. The fact he didn't die there is incredible. And that's actually Stormworld taken out, gets rested by the medium, but there's no time left on this cash out. And that is cash out number 1 for Soulmates.
And back at it again. You saw that fight, guys.
The light with the triple. The double. One pump is able to get the
Incredible.
final. But whoa.
Incredible. They did exactly what they did last time. Soulmates played around the box and made them chase, made them go for the chase.
Absolutely.
What they need to do is play to that. They say, okay, grab is up. If you guys run into this situation, grab is up. Box out. We have a winch. Take control of that box. Don't let the other team walk you in circles.
True. They need to stop chasing so aggressively at this point. If they get one isolated,
Force
they
the
also need
fight.
to clean it. And that was on Drexor, just he wasn't able to clean up that light. He needed to win that fight against the light. I don't think they would have got the box still, but that was something that needed to be done. The Good comes out to split everyone up. Drexor is completely split, yeah. And he's just gonna get gangbanged on by everyone else as Chris is also now split from the rest of his team as it's now down to a 2v2. The light comes in and it's decided to split. Not the play there. Stormworld's able to clean him up.
Casting couch at it again. This is a 2v1 situation here. One pump
Great
finally able to
from
landing
one
them
pump,
shots,
but-
by the way.
Oh,
Finally,
yeah,
he's
great.
landing them shots, dude.
Great shots there from one pump, but not enough to really make anything land. or make anything stick.
Again, those shots, he got split early in that fight. Him and Drex turned it into a 1v1 situation.
Yeah.
And they were both split from the team. Drex ended up getting
Look at the
collapsed on by
spawn.
one pump in the
Look
rest.
at the spawn.
And here it is. Well, what's going on?
This is where you want the light gateway, and they're gonna get in here a little bit sooner and have this upper ground advantage. Look at this, Sly up spotted by Chris. Shots going out. Chris doing some good damage, but not anything to make anything happen.
One pump actually starting to put some shots in, starting to abuse Sly up there, and got another shot on Drex. He said, you know what, I'm gonna make this my game now. They have positional advantage here. They have positional advantage here with the mid to long range.
And they have the box. DLB has left the box high and dry. Look at this. They're just gonna yoink it and go. I apologize. I'm getting so excited with watching these two play. I mean, this is a wonderful match.
Guys. Incredible.
The zip line comes up as here they come over the top of this roof. The jump pad is missed by Drexor, who is now somewhat split. They're all going to kind of regroup here as they start chasing in. And look at this one pump split. Great goo to Sol, but he's going to get taken out here, I imagine. There it is. Winch from Chris as Drexor is dead now. It's all up to Charging Slam here. Last alive, led on orange.
Honestly, best play here by them is maybe to go for the wipe here and reset.
Oh, wait, no.
But he's going to get the revive.
He found the body.
He's going for the revive. And Slay coming in with
good shots, but it's not going to make anything stick. Charging Slam some good damage here, but it doesn't land a kill.
5 shots back to back from one pump.
Great damage, but again, nobody's getting any kills. They need to wait for Chris to respawn at this point. Chris needs a coin, and that is Charging Slam taken out by Storm. That's huge. Chris coins. They come back, and they're trying to just regroup and figure out where they need to play. Look at this. Great long-distance shots here from Chris. Good damage done onto Sly, but not going to make a kill. Stormworld flying off to the right side is spotted, and he's going to drop off correctly. Drexor just playing back in the cash out. Just
and you know, they're
relaxing.
playing their game. They're playing Soulmate's game. They're stalling really hard right now. And
look at Chris, 1 HP. He has the grab cube out. He's trying to figure out where he wants to get everything. Oh, opened up though.
I think they've recognized that this is not their box.
Probably. I think they're backing out to just relax.
Exactly.
But all it takes is
they're
one
going
really
for
good
it. Wait,
grab.
they're going for one more. They're going for one more here.
All it takes is one really good grab from Chris to make anything happen. Here comes the gate as they go straight in, and he gets winched immediately. Wow. Great winch there from Drexor.
Great winch from Drex, dude.
Yeah.
Hey,
really
buddy.
making it work.
Great man,
And kill on Charging Slam's going to wipe up orange.
Great minds think alike.
Absolutely. That was very, very good winch there from Drexor. And really isolated that heavy and just took him out because you can't do anything while you're winched.
Honestly, what do you think by the pick made by Charging Slam for his weapon? What do you
M11?
think? What do you... The M11. How do you feel like that?
Yeah.
How do you feel like
if they play inside,
kinda,
it's fine.
You know.
But if they're playing that cash out, I think what really sold them was the fact that they didn't have a light to do any sustained damage. They didn't really have anything going on, but Stormworld actually has a lot going on around him. Half HP, nearly taken out.
I don't feel like Charging Slam is able to get full advantage of that weapon this fight.
I agree.
This map. And it may be costing them in the short run.
Yeah, it's too easy to rotate out of that M11, and it's too easy to get a long distance fight where that M11 is basically useless.
One pump separated again from his team.
Yeah, that's another problem. One pump needs to stop separating so aggressively. Wow, Chris is 1 HP. Gets healed up by the light, goos off to just separate him, but man, he nearly got taken out there, and that would have been a really easy push there for...
Full rotate.
As DLB comes hopping in, trying to get this kill on Chris. Great heals coming in from the medium, as Chris does so much damage. Charging Slam making the M11 work! He is saying, I don't agree, I don't like the M11 slander on this map. And he made it work. He found a situation where M11 is the right choice.
Cleaned up the team. Did exactly what he was needed to do. He came back from the slander, boys. And that's what needed to happen.
Yeah.
But again,
this cash
mind
out,
you,
I gotta say, you go ahead, SinFizzy, actually. You go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the play for them, based on what they're running.
There is a play, but they're not doing it. They need to get this cash out open and winch to the edge of the church, because then you can play tight and close and play for drops.
And use graph,
but
right?
Chris, one pump with some good shots there on the repeater, but doesn't get the kill. Doesn't do enough pick damage to make a problem. All playing on the roof here. Chris and Charging Slam just kind of relaxing. Gateway high, but that's the light. On
great goo, by the way.
Soulmates. Yeah, that goo covering up the center. Very important here as they're watching the outside. And they shoot it and they split one. They shot the platform so that way they can't use it and they split the medium. Nothing happening from it as the anti-grav grenade goes in. I want to see this. Didn't catch anyone. The jump pad goes off and here they come into the side of the church. Stormwood up first, but Drexor is completely split and he gets completely eradicated from the match. Removed. As look at One Pump. They have no idea where One Pump is. He's not hitting anything though. One Pump hit it. Okay, there it is. It's all up to One Pump. And look at the Slabs. Actually has no idea where he is. He's just rezzing in the open. One Pump.
Great positioning from One Pump.
Yeah, wonderful positioning. But he didn't make it work. He didn't hit any of his shots. He needs to hit them if he wants that to work. And we get a full reset. We are down to the last corner of the final cash out of this match. Whoever loses this goes home. And here comes the steal. The mesh and the dome comes in. And look at this. Chris in there.
No way.
Peter in there.
No way.
They get the steal.
Oh!
But the steal comes back. And Drexor is nowhere to be found. He's not close enough.
And that's it for the Soulmates.
That's it for DLB. DLB is out. That is all she wrote for DLB.
Great game and plays. They made their stalls well worth it there, boys.
Wonderful match. That was really tight. But DLB.
And Drex. Oh. Man, dude. The rotate to heavy was the play for Drex.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
That was a tight matchup. And was a very, very good match. Unfortunately, DLB just... The Drex were splitting there. The fact he wasn't with his team is unfortunate. They got the steal, but they didn't get enough done.
Yep.
They needed to have a little bit of stall. All it would have taken is just a little bit of stall. And One Pump, great positioning. He didn't hit all his shots, but it doesn't matter how many you hit. Or, sorry, it doesn't matter how many you miss. It's about how many you hit.
That's
he was able
true.
to get the important shots. He was able to get the important
true.
shots, which is what matters.
Guys, when you're reliant so heavily on one of your players in a per fight situation, it makes it hard. You have to position yourself properly so the rest of your team can utilize as much of their kit as they possibly can. And that's one thing that ended up costing Soulmates there at the end. They didn't have that dome opened up. They should have used that dome to their advantage and used that grab cube within the dome to stall even harder there, and it wouldn't have even been a contest there at the end.
Absolutely.
They did great with what they had there, boys. They really did.
Yeah, that was a wonderful fight. And to clarify, no, that was not for first place. That was to see who continues in the losers bracket. But we are looking to get underway here with the next match soon, which is going to be Tempo versus the Gucci Bandanas. Two really good teams. I'm excited to see this.
Absolutely. Me too.
I'm ready for it. Let's have a look at the bracket. Let's have a quick glance at the bracket and just see what we're looking at here, because we're now kind of swapping back and forth between the winners and the losers bracket. So let's have a look. So up next, you're seeing the top of the matches here. So we have Tempo versus the Gucci Bandanas. DLB versus Soulmates is what we just watched. And we're starting to figure out who's going to be fighting in the finals. Whoever wins this next matchup will be guaranteed and going through to the finals. Meanwhile, Soulmates has to win one more match before they may be guaranteed into the finals. Or they'll have to fight against the losers of this match that we're about to come up to soon. Unfortunately,
Overall,
the bracket
again,
doesn't show the final, but that's fine.
Yeah, and again, I just want to make it clear that great plays across the board from both teams. They really did a phenomenal job there at the end, guys. They really did a phenomenal job.
Absolutely. They did a fantastic job there. That was wonderful to watch. I mean, wonderful. That could be the greatest matchup we've seen, but we might have better when we come up to the finals here soon. We are going to get underway here soon with, we have... Apologies, there's something else going on. Sorry, we have Tempo versus the Gucci Bandanas.
Getting into the next match, boys, for, this is for pushing into the finals, and then
this is the qualification for the finals.
Boys!
And we are on what might be my favorite map of all time from anyone who knows me. Las Vegas Stadium.
Oh, buddy.
I love this map. This map is really one of my favorite maps. I mean, just a fantastic match overall. This is one of the greatest.
Look at the drip fit.
Wow.
Don't
Shout
we
out to
want
my
to talk
barber
about
for
that?
keeping it real.
Look at that, boys.
Yeah, this is a wonderful fit. I love these coordinated team colors. And Cassie and them. Oh my goodness. Look at these. Coordinated fits on each team. I love the Thirst Breaker. This is the jacket I wear, but these fits go hard, I gotta say. We get underway here on Vegas. I'm not gonna lie, my throat is getting a bit dry. I need a glass of water real quick. I've already finished my tall glass of water, Fizzy. I drank the whole thing already.
Spotted an enemy.
All right, boys. Getting into this next match here. Let's see what we're running here. We're HHM from Skill, Fizz, and Cassie, and then it looks like we're running LMH. From is that Bandanas? Yeah. So we're gonna get an interesting little team comp here. We've got the Shaq, Scar, and Lewis Gun from the next. What else we got here, boys? What else we got? Man, you gotta love Bandana's golden fit. The jacket's looking clean, and they're running already full rotation going on here. Bandana's trying to get positional advantage here. A lot of damage coming out from Max. Heli split from this team. Trying to rotate coming out though.
Look at this positional gameplay here. He has the grappling hook. He knows he can just run wherever he needs to go. Dome comes out as the heavy is split. One of the heavies is split, and that is a great kill from Joe there. Great winch. The Pyromine going down on the body to make sure they don't res, and this is looking like a huge advantage towards the Gucci Bandanas. Cassie coming in for the res, but he steps on the landmine. That's gonna alert that they're on the body, and the body gets dropped. And look at this, Gucci Bandana's playing above now, knowing that they're dropped. They're gonna play back down one floor, but man, that could have been really bad for Tempo here. Oh, winch coming in from the heavy, but he's going to get taken out. Max Caddy as well taken out, all up to Heli. He's gonna get probably lasered here. Fizz at 1 HP, but he's able to get alive and get away with this. As Cassie comes in and trades away the light. Yeah, kills the light, doesn't trade him away. Very, very interesting positional plays here. I gotta say, I would have liked if all of Gucci Bandanas stayed on the roof. I don't think they should have dropped down again.
Definitely not the play by them, but you know, at that point, they again, they're running HHM. They need to play aggressive. Split that guy Joe,
Absolutely.
Max, and Heli, and that's what ended up happening. If you have that light, you need to take advantage of both the movement and that extra damage output, right?
Absolutely.
Split from the team, and Heli's doing exactly that.
Look at this, Fizz it above, gets a lock bolt on Heli, who is actually about to get RPG'd to death by the double heavies. They also trade out the medium, and that is just domination here from Tempo. And Joe is last alive, just biding his time. There's not much he can do here for this cash out. This is looking like it's going to go the way of tempo. Helly and Caddy both coined, but not making anything work here as he gets down to 3 HP, trying to rotate out of here. Grappling hook, really useful, but it's not gonna really save him as Max Caddy drops in for a kill and is able to take care of Cassie, gets targeted by the heavy and isolated and is killed. The winch comes in from Joe. Good damage, but the mesh shield's gonna save him. Helly doing some good damage here as they push the final heavy here. Fizz at 1 HP. Does he win the gunfight against the light? This would be huge if he does. He backs out, knows that he can't take that. Actually, no, he rushes in to get traded.
Getting you back.
A lot of good teamwork, a lot of great positioning there from Helly on that light with the grapple hook. It's weird we see a grapple nowadays. It's a very underused gadget, but it is very useful on maps like these where you can get across the map very, very quickly. As somebody has let their cat into the arena or something, because it sounds like there's a cat. And look at this. Tempo, all want to go up top. They want to get on this top sort of overarch of the map. It's good map control, great for map control, especially because this light on grappling hook is gonna go right in there. And look at this, we already have a fight across. Jump pad comes in, flying over, Lockbolt goes down and gets Joe and Caddy on bandanas. Fizzit getting great heals from his medium as they absolutely charge this heavy, and it is all up to the light, who's gonna come flying in, doesn't get any real good damage, and is gonna back out, try to live again. And they're gonna have to coin again here, Joe and Caddy. This is just... Well, Joe isn't coining again. It is actually Caddy who's coining again. They're really using these coins. Cassie and Skill both have no idea the light is here. They have zero clue. Nobody's seen him. That is tight. The fact he didn't get spotted there is wonderful. Shots coming in as Caddy's gonna coin. Joe is coined. They're down to 1 coin on Caddy. That is tight. That is worrying for them.
Looks like is that Helly? Healy?
Heli, like
Yeah.
helicopter. What am I witnessing here on the cash out?
Whoa, that was cool.
That was neat. Glitch comes
Great,
in from up
great
high.
glitch.
The winch goes in. Heavy 1 HP Joe does get killed by the RPG of himself.
And split
Helly?
from the team again. They're trying to get that
Yeah.
positional advantage up top to see what they can do. What's going to end up happening is Max is going to get taken out.
Absolutely, and the jump pad to try to stay alive, but realistically, they should just wipe here. They need another shot at this. And there's the wipe.
Guys, we're really seeing this consistent heavy medium dominate the plat and I'd say diamond and under brackets right now just because of how potent it is. It's hard to get enough damage on one of these teams. Or
Look at this, they're doing this again. I want to watch this. This is extremely big brain strategy here. I mean, the lockbolt on the cash out to hit the jump pad with a... I mean, this is a really unique way to move this cash out. They already know where Helly is as he is spotted immediately. Takes a little bit of damage, but he's able to get up top up here. And this is a good position for him. But I know for a fact that Tempo is not going to let them play up here. They're going to drop this. They're going to play under. RPG is locked and loaded, ready to go on Fizzit.
RPG
As
out,
instead, it's dropped by
leaves him.
bandanas, and Joe is immediately isolated from the rest of this. Caddy gets completely chased down and killed by Skill, as it's all up to the light, and it looks like this map is going to go the way of Tempo.
Absolute incredible
Helly, good
plays there by
damage,
the
is
enemy
almost
team.
able to take out Fizzit, but not much is going to happen as he does get Fizzit. But it's not going to be able to actually seal anything. As we see map number 1 of Las Vegas go to Tempo.
Honestly, great plays over there, and they did exactly what they needed to do. They truly did, and what needed to happen is they need to make those adjustments. If they're going to keep versing Tempo at the pace that Tempo likes to play, they're going to have to make big adjustments.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They need to make those bigger adjustments. They need to go into this next map really trying to find a way to isolate some of these players because, I mean, strategy-wise, none of them were ever split. They were all very, very tight and very well coordinated as a team here on Tempo. They were really showing some real good knowledge here of this map. And we're able to play on that cash out with the jump pad and the winch so aggressively. And we're able to just absolutely throw it around and make sure that where were they supposed to go? The cash out's moving every time they look.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well played there from Tempo. We're going to get onto map number 2 here soon, which is Monaco, I believe. Is that correct? Looks like Monaco to me. It is Monaco.
I think it is.
Absolutely. Monaco, great map. I wonder how that's going to work. I think realistically, coming into Monaco here, Gucci Mandanas need to change to an MHH. I don't think the light's going to work as well on Monaco. Now, if it was suspended structures, that would be a different story, but it's not.
Absolutely different game. That's a different game.
True, absolutely. And I think that there's just too much tight quarters and close cash outs that they're going to need to play aggressively on. What do you think, Fizzy? What do you think they need to do here for this next map on Monaco?
You know, running this back here, guys, is if they end up running LMH again, they're going to have to heavily rely on Healy's going to have that positional in and out advantage. I don't think a grapple gateway, and I don't think grapple's the play here. If Healy wants to come in, put those extra shots off. But again, is Healy going to run the weapon that they need to have to be able to be able to play that type of play style? It's tough. It really is, guys. And what we need to do here is okay, here we go. So
let's see.
Looks like we're running a very similar thing here. LMH running
Joe
back
on
the
mesh.
same. MP7 mesh shield, Shaq. Interesting picks. I think this could be beneficial for their team here. But again, Max is going to have to stay close to Joe. If Joe drops, Max needs to follow. If Healy is not in the best position, they need to use. See you soon. If they end up, they need to use their grapple to reposition themselves.
Absolutely. They need to use the advantage of the grapple. They need to play on the church, I think.
They have to aggressively use it.
Because they have that height advantage on the church. They need to give... Light doesn't even have gateway.
You're kidding me.
He's got nullifier. No gateway on Monaco? And look at this. Immediately, Tempo is going to take the church. They know this is where they need to play. Fizzit doing some cross-map shooting. I mean, this is just a better scenario for Tempo. Yes, they have the box, but... I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to get this over to D or B without some sort of retaliation here, some sort of jump pad, or I guess not. Looks like they're actually going to get away with it.
This will be interesting to see because we all know what needs to happen for this one. It's just
hell, he separated, gets lock bolted and completely destroyed by Fizzit. That is terrible for the start. Great shots coming in on Caddy from Fizzit. As he's also spotted again. Great tracking from Fizzit. As he's able to get the medium taken care of. 2 kills for Fizzit. That's all up to Joe as the steal's gonna start going out. RPG should come in to do some good damage, but it misses. Where did it go? Did it go through the window?
Excuse me? Oh, look at the little twirl. Look at the little twirl, dude.
It's like he pulled out the RPGs, it just spit on him. No, where did it go? It just nothing happened. Okay.
I don't think the RPG would have saved them per se, but it could have helped.
It could have helped. Could have gotten a single kill, but like no damage and no drop of the cash out.
Interesting. Hey guys, next gadget, black hole. I'm just saying that would be a pretty dope gadget.
We already got something like that. We got the gravity vortex on light. That's similar enough.
Yeah, it doesn't absorb. It doesn't take away.
Yeah, it doesn't
causes chaos.
Yeah, we should just have the black hole that removes people from the match. That sounds like a great idea to me.
Exactly, dude.
Fire goes in, and look at this positional advantage here for Tempo, playing above, but cash Cassie is split. Fizzit does get the kill on the medium.
Great
and Cassie
damage
with
from
great
Cass.
damage. Oh my goodness.
That positioning was perfect from Cass.
Absolutely.
Then now, mind you, the rest of their team, Joe and Max, they needed to keep the top. They cannot position themselves well enough to do this. MHH, boys. MHH, okay? They're going to have that close quarters aggression, and they're taking advantage of it. So they need to play the mid-range, get enough poke damage, get somebody down before the fight even starts. It's a hard thing to do.
Absolutely, that is a difficult thing to do, but Tempo is really showing off how to do everything correctly. Great beams coming from the medium. Doing some good damage on the Healy, but I keep saying Healy. It's Heli. My apologies.
Watch out down there. Enemy up there.
I gotta say, running XP on Monaco is a bit of an interesting choice because a lot of this is this rooftop long-range fight. I would have liked to see an ARM. I would have liked to see an ARM. Something like that. Or maybe even an M11 and play really aggressively close indoors. I don't think XP works on this. Also, he needs to use the
I
glitches
completely
here.
agree with that. Completely agree.
He does rotate out and get away with this as Max Caddy takes some bad damage here. And he's gonna get isolated, and Heli is also gonna get taken out. This is just falling apart for Gucci Bandanas. Joe is just playing on the playground on the zip line. I mean,
and that's another
doing
wipe.
merry-go-round.
This,
I don't know.
No, guys, this just shows again. It's a tough play to run, but it's doable. But I don't. If they were gonna play this game and they're gonna play up close, they needed to all out play that close game. They needed to run like something spicy, like the Matter, right? They needed to run Matter, or they needed to run, and they needed to run the Cerberus.
The box is thrown to Gucci Bandanas. Okay, interesting positioning here. Oh, wow, great beams there from Cassie as the box is now retrieved again. That was almost bad, but they didn't make the same fumble that we saw on Nozomi Citadel in that first map against WP. We almost saw a terrible similar mistake to that.
Joe split from the team yet again.
Split, killed. But look at this position from Caddy. Good damage coming out.
Shoot the cannon! Shoot the cannon!
Lasering. As they come up the zip, they needed to break that before they started shooting. Man.
Is Healy going to be able to do anything with this and maybe at least get a kill?
He gets wiped
and that's
out.
That's not it.
And unfortunately, this isn't going their way at all.
It's okay, guys. They have 1 minute left to do something amazing here. The impossible is possible in the finals. They're going to need to have that additional push and pressure.
Joe keeps getting split. The light's not doing enough damage from the positions he's in. There's just not. It doesn't feel like they're operating as a team right now, unfortunately.
Okay, they're trying to position themselves and shift the enemy team to come to their direction.
Which goes out, doesn't quite land. They all drop down to first floor here. This is terrible for them.
Guys. We talk about WP and using those gadgets.
I think Fizzit is about to eat some good food here as Joe and
Healy's coming in the backside. Great positioning by Healy, trying to get that damage.
Heli good positioning actually. Does some great damage onto Cassie here. Is he gonna get the kill traded? No, just barely. Almost gets that. As we have skill
Joe needs to be
running
in
out.
there.
Caddy's getting in there. Joe is nowhere to be found. We need the trade.
No
he
way.
needs to win this fight. He needs to win this fight.
No
Doesn't
way.
win it. As Heli does get the steal.
No way. Wait a minute.
But they're gonna have heals to get this back. They have heals. They have heals.
They have heals?
The Heavy can just stick this with the heals.
Oh, and that
wow.
is... Healy almost came around there, guys.
I mean, very split team. I'm not gonna lie, wasn't the greatest performance out here from the Gucci Bandanas, but it does mean that we have our first finalist going through to the finals, and that is Tempo.
Great game. Tempo showed that as long as they played the game in their tempo, then nobody can stop them. That's the thing. The name is in the sauce, boys, and that's what they did. They kept it. They kept the flow of combat. They made them play to their speed. If they say, hey, we're going to run it, we're going to come in fast, hard, and swift, they did that.
Look at the scoreboard. Look at
And
this
that's
scoreboard.
exactly what needed to happen.
0 kills on everyone.
Gucci
Bandanas.
Gucci Bandana got tossed around this. They literally were tossed out of this game, guys.
Absolutely.
And it shows that also having those warm-up games is really nice, right? Tempo got their warm-up in with WP. Great to adapt to WP's play style, which was just that slow, methodical pace, and they switched it on a dime. Without them versing WP, it could have been a different game this time.
Yeah. We are going to see more of the Gucci Bandanas upcoming next because we have Soulmates versus the Gucci Bandanas. Soulmates, after losing, or not losing, losing their first match to Tempo, actually, already, is about to fight Gucci Bandanas to see who goes through to the finals.
And this will be a great match to get into because I'm really interested to see how Gucci Bandana's LMH performs against Soulmates LMH, right?
Yeah.
Because both of them have that thing, right? That you've got Charging who likes to play that mid to far. Charging's on Soulmates, is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Or close. Yeah, he likes to play that close to mid, and then the ladder for the other. And what we need to see here from both teams is a change in play style to prepare them for the next game. Okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have the next match coming up shortly here of Gucci Bandanas versus Soulmates. We're currently just waiting for some people to get into the matches here. Having a look at the bracket here, we can see that Tempo is the first team confirmed through to the finals. Very, very excited. We have our first finalists as we are just waiting for the next match.
Yeah, sorry for the bracket there, boys. We had to do a little on-the-fly fix, all right? But we're going to be good here, and the bracket's looking good and prepared. On top of that, it's going to be quite a fight. This next game is really going to determine whether or not one of these teams needs to literally take it and just ride with it all the way. Otherwise, this could be Tempo's game. They need to adapt to Tempo versus each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really hoping to see some teams figure out how they want to counter Tempo strategy. I want to see some teams take advantage of the fact that they've been able to watch Tempo make their way through the winners bracket and get all the way to the finals. And I want to see them take that strategy and use it against them. I want to see something
100%.
that works. For sure. We're getting underway here soon. We just got to wait for some people to get in the lobby. Let's just get everything situated here. But, I mean, honestly, coming up to this next match, I think we're going to see a great show out from Soulmates. They've been showing some great utility and some great gameplay together with the ability to use that anti-grav grenade. I'm really looking forward to this.
And guys, let me make this clear, is that the final game is best of 5, okay?
Yes.
So first and second place is best of 5. It's gonna be a little bit more drawn out, and we're gonna have both teams kind of playing back and forth with each other. Again, it goes back to the game with Drex, right? Him ended up switching over to the heavy was huge, right? It ended up changing them from getting absolutely mopped in the first one, him getting tossed around by changing the game flow. And that could be what we see from this Gucci Bandanas and the Soulmates. Okay? And you know what we haven't seen from either team is the SA-12. The SA-12 could actually change the game, and it still may be the best close range weapon in the game, if not right next to, and most forgiving, I would say, next to the Shack for the heavy specifically, guys. Specifically,
hold on. Sorry, repeat that one more time.
The SA-12 is the best, if not second best, weapon for the heavy in a close range fight.
It's definitely the second best for sure. Shack is technically better, but you do get some bad. What's it called? You can't kill more than one person.
That's the problem, especially with how these fights are going. We are seeing the HHM and that Shack, that SA-12 could really change the fight.
Yeah, it really could change the fight. If we get underway
All
here
right,
for map
getting
number
in.
1 on Las Vegas.
Woo!
Another Las Vegas show.
Wait, Las Vegas match 1, boys.
Wait. Hold on a minute. We might have a problem here.
What happened? What's going on?
We've got a bit of a problem here. This is not the right map, as we can see at the bottom bar. This is supposed to be Fortune Stadium. We're gonna take a technical pause to try to figure out what's going on here. We might have a slight delay here on this map, because we're supposed to be on Fortune
Run
Stadium.
the sponsors, boys. Run the sponsors. We'll be right back.
We'll take a quick ad break to get everything situated here. So
Get to the pooper, boys. It's a break time. BRB.
Yeah. We'll take a break. Not a problem. We'll come back once everything's fixed. Here's a word from our sponsors, which isn't just the minigun ad this time. I promise.
That strange thought you just had, where did it come from? And was it even yours? Our new Series 2000 effectively suppresses third-party influence and eccentricity, outperforming our competitors within the standard deviation of conformity. With the Series 2000, your mind stays in control. Via, we as one.
Absorbe ce que c'est. Monde, pour misérable et fortuné. Absorbe ce que tu désires devenir, c'est ce que tu es. Alors, absorbe.
Out in the transatlantic landfill, where yesterday's products drift into tomorrow's oceans, Mother Nature tapped out. So we stepped in and did it better. Introducing Tiger Fruit, a delicious treat grown in post-consumer sediment rinsed to perfection. Picked at peak ripeness by the gloves that made it possible, we give you a taste of the past, simulated for the present. Trentilla, real fruit, but better.
Have you lived your life in filth and sin, fraud, jaywalking, or depravity? Don't leave your eternal fate to chance. Secure your heavenly place with our divine coverage. Holto's Pearly Gates Insurance. Your absolution is our mission. Holto, your key to eternity.
The real world can be unfriendly, misleading, confusing. But your world doesn't have to be. Reality Shield will protect you, cutting out the noise, making the world perfect. We do not censor. We cultivate. Engimo.
We are glad to do the dirty work. Power is power, and you want it.
Absolutely. So, our advanced olfactory targeting system is designed to track strong, threatening odors like sweat, industrial glue, or even vanilla-flavored sodas. You know, criminals tend to smell like trouble, while your family smells like laundry and dinner. You'll know the difference.
Now that's clever. Folks, you have the deal of a lifetime in front of you. The M134 minigun with the carry harness, the rate reducer, the geofence system, and the advanced olfactory targeting system. If you call now, we'll throw all of them in for free. Plus, the welcoming mat and the recoilless blade. Folks, this doesn't happen often, but I really feel this is a too good of a deal to sit out. Now, let's pass the live feed over to Hector so we can see this bad boy in action.
There are no monsters, right? Wrong. Holto.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the $450 head-to-head tournament here in the 7th Circle. I am Player. If you don't know me or just joining in now, this is SinFizzy, my co-host. We had a bit of an ad break.
Back at it, boys!
Bit of an ad break for a technical issue, but we are all set up again, ready to get back underway on what is supposed to be Fortune Stadium. This is the map that I was supposed to be playing before, and yeah, I'm glad we got everything fixed. All the teams are all just getting a reset, getting the comm back down. You get a build up before these matches. You kind of build up a little bit of hype. You get in there and uh-oh, something's wrong. Got to take a step back. Got to take a breather, calm down, get back into the match. So we should be getting underway here soon on Fortune Stadium. We'll hopefully get started any minute now. Just got to take our sweet time of getting everything set up. We want to make sure we're right this time, not running any other technical issues. And hopefully
we'll get this started, boys. Now, on it, if they're gonna be running the same setup as last time, the LMH again, we could be in for a little bit more interesting match.
Absolutely.
I understand and completely get the HHM, the heavy medium combo. It seems to be dominating the tournament right now. But that's not the only way that we're going to see. We're going to see a completely different play style from these teams. And again, if they're going to run this comp, they are going to be preparing for the fight with Tempo. They need to understand, hey, this is how Tempo plays, and we need to work our way through that, through this trial there.
It's time for the next stage.
Apologies. Accidentally ran one of the other members. Sorry about that. Ignore that one. We're getting into the match in a minute here. Don't worry about it. There we go. Sorry about that. My apologies. Forgot to switch off of the correct transition. But
good,
no worries.
boys.
We're getting underway. Assume that was intentional, I guess. Go for it. Whatever.
Okay. It looks like we got the Shaq on it with Chris. We have the LM8. We have the
I love
M11
the fit, by the way.
again with Charge. And we also have One Pump again with his repeater.
Yeah. Let's see if he can actually hit some shots this time. I'm not going to lie. He
Whoa,
misses a little bit a lot.
Whoa. Light, heavy. By the way.
Interesting. Wait a minute. Light, heavy. Is Demon about to pull out the Arn? We are. We're going to see a very, very interesting play here from Demon. This is unique.
So what does Demon, what exactly is he usually playing here?
I don't know, but let's see if it works. This is an important map here. One Pump getting beamed from the top very heavily. The box get thrown inside. They want to play Titan inside because they know that these lights are going to be really powerful over a long distance. RPG from the heavy is going to drop everyone down. Charging Slam 1 HP. Chris also just trying to back off and relax. One Pump's one. Getting chased by Joe, but Joe's going to run across One Pump and get the kill.
Great kill by Charge.
Traded out. Traded out. The coins go flying there on Max Caddy's. It gets taken out.
Charge seems to have taken a lesson from that last match and really adapted. You know, we really talked a lot about his positioning and his availability in the last matches, and he's adapted. He's doing exactly what he needs to because that was his only, I think, hurdle in the last game.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see if they are able to do anything here good as the Lights are able to just run over to this next. You normally play long picks, but they weren't playing focus on that. They had to get the cash out in. And now you have the Lights already running havoc over here as the cash out gets winched outside. Interesting way they want to play this. Goo comes up. Demon gets blocked by the Goo. Goes up to the top floor. They want to play open. They're playing split from Joe, though, as we start to see this rotational gameplay come out again from Soulmates as they just play their time. They know that they're going to have to hunt down everyone on Soulmates, and these two Lights can't play indoors. They can't play close and tight on this LMH team.
And you know, this is going to be tough for them, all right? They're going to play to their strengths here. They're going to hold that box.
Steal started, and it's going halfway, but they back off. Anti-grab goes out. Light 3-bar, very low. The winch on Joe, who is isolated from the rest of the team. That is huge. Great shots coming up from Heli, but he's not going to make anything stick yet. Frag goes in. Max is able to get a kill.
Another wipe.
Wow, another wipe. Everyone's still alive on Soulmates. That was very confident, very controlled. Great stalling, great positional gameplay there, and kind of dominating on this close quarters play.
Honestly, I don't know how they're going to end up pulling this one off. Based on what they have, just based on the weapons they have, the ARM and the
XP.
MP. Oh, XP.
Yep.
Yeah, the XP. Those are tough weapons to use in this scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. Long range shots going in, but doesn't quite hit anything here from Demon. Little unfortunate as the cash out's able to just get winched high into the sky, and they're just gonna play time again. Move off this section, just play back, and look at this. Chris just waiting here. He knows he can winch this out and get people away from here.
Guy needs to get a winch. Needs to allow his Lights to melt somebody and play exactly, you know,
look at
how
this.
he
Chris
needs to play.
chasing this heavy as he's also going to get
Guy
help from the medium here,
again.
but one pump is 1 HP, and so is Charging Slam. The RPG goes out from Chris as one pump does get taken out by one of the Lights. It is all up to Heli to get this team wipe on a full HP Chris, who is able to get a great kill onto Heli.
A much better positioning and engage by Guy and his team. They were actually able to get a couple kills, but that close range fights is really where Chris and his team are going to capitalize on.
True, absolutely.
As we see here, next box is actually getting ready to take Vault 2 coming up with Charging Slam with the Gateway.
There it is.
Trying to get the rotate.
Gateway is king.
Gateway is king, guys.
It is king, but not for long if there's a glitch.
And Charging Slam split from the team, turning this into a 2v3 situation if we don't watch it.
Charging Slam rotating back around. Sector 5 running around, just trying to get out of there. We have long shots coming in. The XP is not great at this long distance compared to the ARM. I prefer to see Max taking these shots and not getting up close. I'd like to see this completely different, especially when Heli has that vertical mobility. As Demon is going to get caught off guard here, but he's isolated and split. He's going to get chased down.
Oh, he's stuck in the ceiling.
He's stuck in the ceiling from the zero grab. The Goo doesn't land where he wants to, but he's able to get out of there as
great winch.
I didn't get to see that winch as the fight goes out.
Healy looking for Charge.
Healy does find Charging Slam, but doesn't know where he went. Okay, they're able to get the kill cleaned up. But oh my goodness, that was, I mean, confusing as the kills go back out. Chris Sneaks gets taken out. It's just the two Lights left. Medium's half HP, does get some good damage, and it's all up to Demon, who's going to get taken out by Charging Slam with one pump.
Chris, with both those shots landing, was really important for that fight.
Absolutely.
Again, guys, it is 3 to the body with the repeater, 2 to the body with the repeater on the Light, takes him to 149 health, usually, right?
Absolutely.
So if you have somebody with any type of assault rifle or any type of weapon just landing, literally flicking them, dude, and they fall apart. So, guys, playing that repeater, it's a tough game, but it's well worth it. You're going to get rewarded.
fight going out here already as we have Chris already half HP, getting kind of isolated here. These lights need to fall back a little bit. As One Pump with a great kill, and Chris sneaks again with another great trade. They just all disappeared.
One Pump's really coming out with these repeaters.
Great kills from One Pump here, kind of showing dominance on this map.
One Pump Chronos? One Pump Chronos?
Huh? What happened?
Meme, boys, it's meme.
Oh, I understand, but ooh.
Meme, boys, meme. Woo woo. Run it back. Relax. Relax.
At least it's not. At least his name is not Moxie.
True. Ooh. God dang, dude. There it is, buddy.
Oh, there it is. Heli goes right in.
Oh, Heli's right in.
Almost gets split and isolated, but is able to back out. The steal goes in from Joe. The RPG goes up. They're going to focus on this guy stealing. The winch comes in, and Chris just backs out of there with heals from his light. The anti-grab grenade. Great kill on a Max Caddy as One Pump's able to take out the remaining light. And it's all up to Heli, who's just going to probably intentionally wipe here.
Honestly, great play by Heli. They need this box. Oh, but
Heli literally can't steal this.
Grab.
Oh, what a shot from One Pump. Really well done here. I mean, that is map number 1, Fortune Stadium. Confirmed. Absolutely confirmed for Soulmates.
One Pump really came in clutch with putting out a lot of damage in the same thing with Charge. They're adapting. They're coming together as a team here at the end because it's a different game, guys. Playing 3v3 matches with teams who know what they're doing, solo queue aside, it's a different game.
Absolutely. It absolutely is. And
look at that damage across the board.
Yeah, very good damage
across
for everyone.
the board.
4K combat for everyone
even.
on Soulmates.
Great game by Soulmates on that one.
Absolutely, really well handled, really well played. We're gonna come up to our next map, which is Sis Horizon. Sis Horizon, wonderful, wonderful map. If you can't tell from the background, which is a Season 2 background. Yeah, Sis Horizon's gonna be a really interesting map here. I'm looking forward to it because the double lights does work a little bit better.
I don't
on
see
Sis
it
Horizon.
again.
I don't think it will.
It does
either.
work better. It does work.
I don't think we're gonna see it, but it does work better than on Fortune Stadium because Fortune Stadium's just a little bit too close.
Yeah, and it's you have to have again great positioning for one light on the team, let alone two, right?
True.
So and then I feel like the triple light works better than the double light, eliminating the fact because you playing a good triple light team who can rotate in and out of combat, reposition themselves, run it back again, reposition themselves. That's just the way that these games need to be played.
Absolutely. That is the way the games need to be played here. They need to play positionally. They need to play rotationally. And honestly, when you're dealing with a team like Soulmates, who literally showed off last match on Fortune Stadium with positional play and rotational play, kind of hard to counter the people who know what they're doing so well. Honestly, these Soulmates might be the best positional team in the game right now that we've seen in this tournament.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what could honestly help them is if they may need to go with the sonar with the light or something in that degree so they can get that information and position accordingly against them.
True. True. I would definitely like to see a gateway on the grappling hook light, though. The fact that the grappling hook light doesn't have a gateway and he has grappling hook, really the main advantage of grappling hook is that you don't need the jump pad. You give a gateway, you fly high, you get a gateway high up in the sky on top of a roof, and you play based on that gateway. The fact that they don't do that is honestly a little bit depressing. I would have liked to see that.
Well, let's see what we get into in match 2. Let's see if these teams can rotate and change strategies a little bit and make something new happen.
Absolutely. We have a switch from Chris onto the Shack. He was playing Lewis last time, I believe. He's playing Shack this map.
Yep, you're absolutely correct.
Underway here on Sis Horizon. And this could be the match that Gucci Bandanas are eliminated from the map, or from the match. This could be it.
Now,
whichever team wins this goes through to the finals. Whichever team loses goes home with nothing.
And guys, looks like Heli's running
double light again. I just realized the double light again. The Arn coming in, doing some good damage on the Chris, but it's not going to make a kill work. He's a little too aggressive here, and he gets RPG'd because of it. He needed to not play like that. He needed to back up. Great shots coming in from Heli, and he also pushes. Now this one might be better because he's able to isolate this medium and does get that kill. It's a 2v2, but so much more health for Chris and his team. Joe trying to get some good damage, and he gets winched by the Heavy, and he actually does get killed. Charging Slam on the M11, blasts alive versus the Heavy, wins the fight with the M11.
Charging is really doing a much better job positioning himself versus these teams because it's not an easy fight, right? But again, with him able to with the LMH or the LLH, it seems to work a little bit more in his advantage. The HHM, the heavy medium, just seems to really tear him apart, and him have to play a little bit more scared, a little bit more passive in those fights, so he doesn't get pulled away and dominated by the enemy team.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Attack on B, steal it.
Not quite what he wanted to do with that gateway there, but
yeah, gateway not landing where they wanted it to. Box goes off the side of the map as we have another gateway here on Caddy. Ready to go. Heli on this platform. This is where usually you'll see teams play for defense, but they don't this time. Great shots coming in from Heli. Demon trying to get some good shots here, but isn't able to make anything work. Joe.
Great damage.
Look at this. Heli is split.
Again.
Heli is split. We finally group back up. Dome comes out a little early for a dome. I would have preferred to have a dome later. Glitch goes in, does hit its target, but not much is happening as one pump's able to take out the light. No quick res left as they were going to try to hop in and try to get somebody isolated. Or not. They're actually going to back up. Recognizing they don't need to do that.
One hit with that repeater. One hit with that repeater will take a light out of the fight. Remember that.
They have to back off. One more and they're dead. They needed to get out of there.
Exactly.
So we have the res. Back up. Caddy trying to take a fight, but is not able to make anything stick with it. Steal going out from Joe as the light comes up to play around. The glitch goes in as the Heavy gets winched and isolated and completely destroyed. No heals for him. Heli dropped in, trying to do some damage. So get Charging Slam. It's all up to Caddy versus the Heavy and the medium, but he's not going to make anything work there. As cash out number 1 looks like it's going to go the way of Soulmates.
Absolutely, and not a bad play by Joe, but he didn't have his team there to back him up. If he had that team there to back him up, it could have been a little bit different there. All right, guys, getting into the next push. Absolutely, Soulmates has this box, and we're gonna see if Heli Candy or Caddy and Guy ends up doing something a little different. Real question is they're gonna put in some a little bit of dominance here. One pump trying to get a shot on. Get one shot on one of them lights, it'll put him out of the fight for a minute. Demon taking a whole lot of damage there from the side, trying to get a little bit better positional advantage there. Chris coming in for the winch, missed the winch. Charger Slam trying to do something with it with this fight. Both teams kind of playing patty cake here, trying to see what the other is. Test the waters a little bit, and this is a good fight for them to have. Demon getting away. Nice kill. Great kill by Charging Slam. Coming in to take out Caddy or Demon here at the rest of that fight. And that was a great fight by them.
Absolutely.
They're really trying to come in and figure out how to play and use the time advantage that they have, not even touch the box, to test the waters. What can we do to change these fights in our way? And they're having a tough time doing that.
Box number 2 tapped by Charging Slam as we get a spawn back from Gucci Bandanas. But again, look at this. They're so split. I don't know. I don't like the strategy they're playing with. They're overly split. They're a little too aggressive. I just think they're kind of falling apart here, unfortunately. It's not really working for them.
If you're gonna run the arm, you need the person with the arm to get that poke damage. He's playing
Chris
way
sneaks
too
with an immediate RPG. Great winch on a Joe. He's just gonna absolutely isolate. The double winch comes back out. Chris misses a lot of shots, but does get the kill. Should get healed up here by the medium and the light as Heli come flying over, trying to do some good damage, but he's not gonna make anything stick. Nully comes out. Didn't even nullify the Heavy. I thought he was gonna at least try to get an idea with that, but yeah. The lights are dying too fast. They're playing a little too aggressive. They're playing a little too split. I mean, it's not working.
If you're gonna play this split, you can't. Nice shot. Nice dunk on the box.
Throw.
But if you're gonna play this split, you need to in hit and run tactics. You need to run weapons that run with hit and run tactics. They're going for consistent damage. They've got the arm. They've got the XP. They need to be able to sustain in that fight. And what would
I wouldn't
probably
be
end up
shocked
working a
if-
little bit better is if they had the mesh
interesting.
shield from Guy.
Yeah, mesh shield or some sort of I think they needed a medium here. They needed a medium on this. And, wow. Guy almost immediately getting hit with that zero gravity grenade as the dome comes out. But Max Caddy goes down from charging slam. And look at this position from Heli. He takes the fight, but loses. He missed everything.
Amazing shot.
The wins from
trying to at
Joe.
least get a
Good
kill
isolation,
here.
but he's just going to get absolutely lasered by the light. He's going to get taken out.
Soulmates really wanting to make this tournament their own. They're
Absolutely.
trying to adapt, playing a lot more aggressive this game, a lot more confident, and that's going to be very beneficial going into the last match. If they end up
Absolutely.
pulling this off.
Spawn back in from the Gucci Bandanas. This is their last attempt for their tournament life. If they lose, they are out. One pump, getting a good watch, and a pixel peek, and Heli is already
Incredible
out.
shots!
Max Caddy on his own. As Joe is gonna get lasered too. Max Caddy's 1 HP, doesn't get the heals in time. Heli 1 HP gets taken out by Charging Slam. And it is all over.
Run,
it is
Caddy, run!
all over for the Gucci Bandanas as they are eliminated from the tournament. Which also
This
means,
was right in, bro.
which also
For the final
means
game.
we have our second finalists of the tournament.
Woo!
Soulmates.
Woohoo! You love to see it, boys.
Absolutely.
Great gameplay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wonderful match. Well played by everyone involved, except, I gotta say, Gucci Bandanas didn't really play where they wanted to play. They needed to play a little more tactically coordinated. They needed to play together. They didn't get the important kills that mattered, unfortunately. It just kind of fell apart for them. But it means we're coming up to the final round soon. Let's have a look at the
really
bracket.
dogged on him, by the way, boys. We really dogged on Charging for his positioning and his damage output, but he played fantastic that match. Charging
Absolutely.
played great. 6,600 damage, right? 6,600 to combat score that game. 3,600 support score. Outdoing, almost doubling the damage of Pump and Chris that game. 9 kills, 8 assists.
Absolutely.
Great job. Exactly
Yeah.
what he needs to do in this next game.
Absolutely. And we have the finalists ahead, sponsored by Ospoos, my favorite energy drink. Tempo versus Soulmates is the upcoming final round. It is a best of 5, but since we need to get a little bit of coordination, and I think everyone would appreciate the ability to go get some popcorn, go get a drink, really settle in. We are going to take a quick ad break again. We obviously had one previously for technical difficulties, but we do need to get things situated here as we come up to the final match. So we will
We'll be
will see you
right back,
shortly.
boys. Bop!
That strange thought you just had, where did it come from? And was it even yours? Our new Series 2000 effectively suppresses third-party influence and eccentricity, outperforming our competitors within the standard deviation of conformity. With the Series 2000, your mind stays in control. Via, we as one.
Absorbe ce que c'est. Monde, ô misérable et fortuné. Absorbe. Ce que tu désires devenir, c'est ce que tu es. Alors, absorbe, absorbe.
Out in the transatlantic landfill, where yesterday's products drift into tomorrow's oceans, Mother Nature tapped out. So we stepped in and did it better. Introducing Tiger Fruit, a delicious treat grown in post-consumer sediment rinsed to perfection. Picked at peak ripeness by the gloves that made it possible, we give you a taste of the past, simulated for the present. Trentilla, real fruit, but better.
Have you lived your life in filth and sin, fraud, jaywalking, or depravity? Don't leave your eternal fate to chance. Secure your heavenly place with our divine coverage. Holto's Pearly Gates Insurance. Your absolution is our mission. Alto, your key to eternity.
The real world can be unfriendly, misleading, confusing. But your world doesn't have to be. Reality Shield will protect you, cutting out the noise, making the world perfect. We do not censor. We cultivate. Engimo.
We are glad to do the dirty work. Power is power, and you want it.
Absolutely. So our advanced olfactory targeting system is designed to track strong, threatening odors like sweat, industrial glue, or even vanilla-flavored sodas. You know, criminals tend to smell like trouble, while your family smells like laundry and dinner. You'll know the difference.
Now that's clever. Folks, you have the deal of a lifetime in front of you. The M134 minigun with the carry harness, the rate reducer, the geofence system, and the advanced olfactory targeting system. If you call now, we'll throw all of them in for free. Plus, the welcoming mat and the recoilless blade. Folks, this doesn't happen often, but I really feel this is too good of a deal to sit out. Now, let's pass the live feed over to Hector so we can see this bad boy in action.
Clarity, unity, progress. Naturally, you want it. Naturally, we provide it. We refine instinct, polish doubt, erase contradiction. You'll feel it, not as restriction, but relief. A version of you that doesn't question, doesn't falter, only moves forward perfectly in sync. Together, we are the immune system of society, the antidote to chaos. We are the architects of order. Naturally, you understand that obedience can be beautiful. You are not being controlled. You are being aligned with the system, with the signal, with each other. Via we as one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the $450 head-to-head tournament, not cash out. That's a different series. I am Player, if you're just joining back for us now, and this is my co-host SinFizzy, who is extremely serious.
We're glad to be here. Thanks for having us, and we're ready for this big final best-of-5 showdown.
Absolutely. It is the finals. We have reached the finals. It is a best of 5 with 2 map bans that have already been determined. The teams have already figured out the maps here. Let's go ahead and go over it. I'll go over each map and we'll have a look real quick. So first up, we're going to have Bernal.
Right off the rip, buddy. Straight to Mexico, boys.
Absolutely.
Woo!
Straight to Mexico. Wonderful map. Great first map to start. And I'll be honest, it's a map we've seen Fizzit do very well on. So I think we're going to see a good play there. Because they played that on their 3rd map, I believe, right?
I think so. I don't remember us seeing Charge and Slam. They did Charging, I'm sorry. Soulmates ended up playing this map once.
On the first half. Yes.
Absolutely. They played it one time, so it'll be interesting to come in and see versus Tempo, because it's going to be a different game. It really is going to be a different game.
Absolutely. Map number 2 is Sis Horizon. Standard. We've seen both of these teams play on this map, and really should be a well-balanced map that I'm not sure which team would actually come out on top of. It's a very, very open map, and I think we'll see some good shots here from One Pump, ideally. He's been getting better with that repeater as the tournament's gone on. Cassie likes to play FCAR, but we'll see if he swaps her repeater for Sis Horizon. 3rd map, Monaco. Monaco's a switch up.
Really?
Monaco's a switch up. Monaco's that tight indoor map. I think we're going to see a really good play here from Soulmates, who are going to be able to play that rotational play. The anti-grav grenade is going to be a big, big influence on Monaco, especially with how vertical that map is.
Now, crazy take, guys, but if you can't find them, shoot the grav cube and take advantage. Again, like I said when we were playing Sis Horizon, right? Was it Sis? No, Sis Horizon is you need to make, when you have the double heavy and the medium, you have the extra winch, use it to your advantage. Make them come to you, right? Take the inside, box yourself in, allow Soulmates, allow those other teams who like to play the long game, who want you to chase them. Allow them to run away, and you just take the box. Just take the box.
Get in there, close it off, play tight. And we did see some good plays from that with WP. Didn't quite fix the rest of the issues of that team squad that we saw with the overall weapons and the picks on the maps, which was a little bit unfortunate for them. But they played that right. But we'll see a lot more of that on Monaco. Last map of the picked maps is Seoul. Wonderful open range map again. We should see One Pump do really well, especially on that vertical play. And besides that, I don't have much else to say for Seoul. It's a very unique map to play, and I don't think we've seen much of these teams on this map.
No, we haven't. And it's again, it's going to be really dependent on. We've seen Chris change up weapons. Charging always stays on that M11. We're going to have to see realistically how Fizz, Skill, and Cass are going to change into that. Pump's on repeater. Doesn't touch anything other than repeater is the game. And if they keep playing the way they've been playing, that's the play.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to getting into this match. We're about to get underway soon here on Bernal. And best of luck to everyone. This is for all the marbles. This is $450 on the line.
Buddy, welcome to the finals.
Welcome to the finals. Absolutely.
To the 7th Circle tournament here today.
We have made it to the finals. I'm excited. I'm glad to be saying that as a commentator one of these matches here, to say welcome to the finals. Where's Scotty when you need him?
Scotty here.
It'd be nice to have Scotty to be able to say welcome to the finals in his wonderful voice, but besides that, it works. We're here at the finals. Wonderful fit again from Soulmates. Even if they lose, they're losing in style, okay? I gotta give them that.
Boys, we've gotten the same thing. He's running the Lewis gun this time around. Winch claw. We've got the light running exactly the same. Let it begin, boys.
Let it begin. Let us get underway on map number 1, Bernal.
Woo!
I'm excited. Everyone excited? I'm looking forward to this. This is gonna be a tense, tough match from both teams.
All right, looks like we have the tempo going straight for box early, and same thing with Soulmates. They should be meeting about the same time. Soulmates getting that high ground.
Yeah, and it looks like
look, they heard the toes. They heard the
They know.
toes.
They
Now
thought
they're-
they were on the roof. Not on the roof. Look at this. Look at this tempo just being silent on the jump
Oh,
pad.
they're
Now they've
coming
gone
in.
in for it. RPG goes off. Chris takes a little bit of damage, but he's gonna get back up with the steam. Great RPG from Chris. The winch doesn't land, but he does chase that medium down. Medium's 1 HP. Great heals to the heavy, but that's gonna be Chris down, medium down, and the heavy down. Wow. Great wipe here from Soulmates off the start.
Tempo had the right idea here. They went for the
And
play.
look at-
Realistically, they should have
They used
pushed
the
up
jump
a little bit
pad.
closer.
They used the
A
jump
little bit
pad.
closer. If they had the big high ground there, right to the left of the box, that would have been their fight. That would have
Absolutely.
been
And
their
look,
fight.
they used the jump pad from Cassie to get their box to the cash out quicker. Little bit of a other issue trying to get it deposited, but that was really smart, really advantageous, using that to their advantage.
Oh, absolutely. And the winch off the side. Good play. Good play by them.
Great
They want
area
that
to
open
play.
ground. They
Absolutely.
want the open ground based on their play style, especially against Tempo.
About to have another fight
Why-
break out here. The
Why
anti-grav
don't
grenade getting
teams
used.
use Goo. I'm not seeing Goo grenade used in this.
Yeah,
tournament.
I gotta say, I would have expected a little more goo. I would have liked
Oh,
to
wait,
see
the
some
fall
goo.
from Chris? Are they going to do
Chris?
something with it?
Not
Oh.
quite, not quite, but the gateway above.
Full rotation.
There they go. For the jump pad, and look, they're already out! This is what I've been waiting for. This is
Oh,
what I
they're gonna
wanted to see. The
follow,
dome go
though.
through, and the RPG does huge damage onto one pump in Chris. Chris takes the fight and does eliminate skill. The medium 1 HP. The call comes in.
Oh,
one pump with a
great
great
shot by
kill.
Pump.
It is all up to Fizzit. Last alive. And he's gonna get caught up by the light and taken out by the M11. Oh my goodness. Great
Great
shot from one
plays.
pump. Wonderful knowledge to know that that jump was about to come in and a gateway off. This is extremely good gameplay. This is top level strategy here from possibly the most strategic team we've seen in this entire tournament.
Now, that RPG by Chris hitting both of the heavies was huge.
Absolutely.
125 damage, is that correct?
I think it does. I think 125 is right. Yeah, I believe so.
125 damage off the rip. Taking that, dropping them over 40%, dang near health was huge for that.
Yeah,
engage.
absolutely. Jump pad comes in. Lockbolt doesn't hit anything. And Fizz, it is 1 HP immediately. Look at the anti-grav grenade throwing the cash out way
Huge
high.
shot.
There is nothing they can do to really get this steal going, because if they try to peek up
Great
and winch
glitch,
this,
by the way.
they don't have a winch, actually. There's no way for them to get this cash out into a position.
Great glitch.
Skill goes in for the steal, but he's gonna get winched off as Cassie doesn't have enough heals to outwin that fight. Visit does clean up the medium. It's all, or that light. It's all up to the medium who gets taken away. 110, my correction. 110 from RPG there.
110?
Yeah, 110
Look
from
at that
RPG.
last fight. That last fight, they needed that win to bring their confidence back for the future. They've been
yeah.
holding on by a thread.
Absolutely. Well, cleanup there. Good cleanup there from Tempo. They did the right thing. They played correctly. They were able to get the cleanup. They just don't have the utility to win that kind of cash out. They don't have a winch. They can't move the cash out that much. And that anti-grav grenade is going to suspend it in a perfect area for one pump to do wonderful shots.
Absolutely.
Great shots coming in from Cassie here. Chris sneaks, taking some damage, but it gets healed up back by the light. They're just going to play around this box, play a different game here. They're just going to sit and wait. They don't really need to worry too much about Tempo's positioning right now because they have the high ground. They do need to watch out for the jump pad. The shots come in. Chris sneaks taking a lot of damage from skill. Is it? Getting healed back up with the mesh shield behind him. Cassie is 1 HP here. Well, 3 bar more specifically. Glitch comes in from the light. I mean, the light is doing so much good work and utility here. Cassie is dead. The push comes in from Chris and his team. They're dropped in. The winch goes out. Does take care of Fizzit. Skill lasts alive on the charging slam, but it's not going to be able to make anything work as he's eliminated by one pump.
Great plays and engage there. They literally saw the split, got that first kill, and then just took advantage of the situation.
Absolutely. Going to see a gateway here from charging slam to get this box closer to A. Looks like they want to play up and high ground. That's the best place for them to play with one pump here. That is definitely the right move.
Let's see if they can get this. Let's see if they got that coordination to jump out. And is
Oh,
that the
but
spawn
that
right
is
on A?
What a spawn. That is very lucky. They're going to go for this jump pad. They're waiting. They see the box. The lock bolt goes out, but doesn't hit anybody. RPG comes out. One pump is isolated. He's going to get targeted. The goo doesn't quite stop Fizzit from hitting some good damages. Skill is climbing the ladder. OSHA safety hazard. What is he doing on that ladder?
great.
No harness, no other healing. He's taking a climb.
Great damage by them. They had that fight in the small split with the Chris.
With a winch. Let's get the kill on Visit as they wipe the team. That was
what a turnaround.
Yeah, it really looked great for why is my brain blanking? Tempo. It looked great from Tempo.
Tempo, yeah. Absolutely.
Looked great from Tempo, and then suddenly Skill was caught climbing a ladder.
You know, and I don't necessarily think the ladder was, there was something wrong with that, is he went at that by himself. The rest of the team, splitting himself from the team, he had all
no
the
heals,
damage,
no health,
no heals,
nothing to do.
all that damage, just he's taking it all in. And he needed a jump pad or something to get a full rotation.
Absolutely, or at least a healing beam or some sort of H-infuser if they had a light. But that's not the team comp they're running.
Oh, but this is going to work out in their favor.
They're going straight in for the cash.
They don't have a winch!
There's no winch. They have to mesh, shield, and steal. And the anti-grav grenade as Skill is isolated and nearly taken out. The drop comes in from Chris. He sees the dome, smartly doesn't push it, waits for his dome, and then backs out. Just baiting, biding their time. Jump pad comes out to get him back onto the high ground because they don't need to push this. Kazi and Visit both targeting Chris. This is good for them. The charge and slam. Skill gets traded. Skill trades out.
This is going to turn it in.
And it's all up to One Pump, who is rezzing. Visit on the steal. As Chris comes back to life, it is all up to Chris to save cash out number 2 here.
And this is going to look like, this is looking like their box. This looks like it's going to turn in.
And it is.
To a absolutely.
I think
what a
this
great
is
turnaround, by the way.
Great turnaround needed from Tempo, and they were able to get this box. There's no way that Soulmate's gonna be able to spawn back in here and guarantee this cash.
You know, Tempo rotated up on the high ground, took advantage of Chris's jump pad situation
the isolation
on the roof, and then it fell apart. It fell apart from there. You guys, you need to stay close when you're running this comp, this LMH comp. You have to hug your medium. Your medium in that heavy. The way that the game flow is going right now with this season 9, mid-season 9, is you need to stay close to that heal beam.
Absolutely. Another thing, you just need to not split. Honestly, every single fight has come down to one player being split or forcefully split. This one, Chris kind of forcefully got split because he had to take that jump pad. However, I don't think he should have dropped down. They know they don't have a winch. They know there's no threat of that cash out going inside for a steal. So,
that's true.
Not really necessary. Gateway comes in as looks like Tempo is going to try to rush B and get some good tempo on this box. Gateway, they want to jump here. Chris taking some really heavy damage from Skill. The
great
1
RPG.
HP. The lock bolt comes in, but the dome saves him as Chris eliminates himself with an RPG. One Pump, lock bolted, tries to go for the heavy kill. The heavy does get traded out and punches himself.
What just happened? What just happened? Oh, it's the fire barrel. Fire barrel. I think he punched fire barrel and it took him out.
Maybe? Yeah, possibly.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Not what you want on these matches.
So, what we ended up seeing there from that fight is what you were saying too is it ends up on being which team splits, whoever gets out of position. But something that as well is like, yes, they can be out of position, but
we got another fight about to go away, by the way. Sorry to interrupt here and just cut back in. Both RPGs out of the heavies and the fight comes in. Mesh shield goes up. Skill is isolated, doesn't fall down with his team, gets immediately traded and killed. And that is another great kill from Charging Slam. Cassie, the last one alive, does get the res on the heavy, but it's not going to work as they are going to probably delay this kill. Just a little bit, not by much.
So, again, just because you have been isolated or vice versa, the best part is what you have. They need to capitalize that. You have a team right there, right? Chris on top of the roof. Not even 2 minutes ago, he got isolated, and then Tempo went and capitalized that. Boom, right there, right? Was it Cass? Cass got isolated. I think it was Cass. Let's double check here. Let's double check. Yeah, it was Cass got isolated. Then Soulmates ended up capitalizing on that as a team. If you want to climb 5,000 Rs, you learn to capitalize on those situations. and that'll take you far, guys. Great positioning for the box there. Able to get that box. Wait! No way!
Almost got the steal,
Almost
but they didn't
had
quite
the
make
steal?
it work. There's still time. It's whoever wins this fight. And the barrel, the fire barrel, takes out Fizzit. As that is map number 1. The Soulmates.
Great plays by Soulmates. Great plays.
Very well played.
Tempo ended up adapting and learning, and that's why it turned it into a one box victory, right?
Absolutely.
That's why it turned it into the final. Again, to be at the top, you need to learn how to adapt, and that's what both of these teams are doing.
For sure, for sure. Great plays from both of them. Very, 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 very tight map there. And a great map number 1. I mean, that was a wonderful map number 1. I'm excited for more. I need to see more.
Me as well. Me too. You know, there hasn't been as many standout plays within this first match as it was a consistency, a standout plays as a team, right? There's not as much individualism within this, but that's not a bad thing. That's what you want when you have solid teams, solid coordination, right? Soulmates have their team and Tempo has theirs. As long as they're both able to play their game and run it smoothly, it's going to, overall, we're going to just see a higher level of play.
I agree. I absolutely agree. This is a wonderful matchup. And we'll be moving on to the next map of Sis Horizon. Very nice open map. I think we're going to see some more wonderful shots here from One Pump. The rotational jump pads. That's a huge thing that they love to do on Tempo. They like to play on those jump pads. And let's see if they're changing that up a bit. Maybe they bring a light this time. Maybe they get a gateway in there. I think they might have been missing some of that because the healing and the heavy usage didn't really bring enough to the table, I think, to seal that map out because there were just so many times that they didn't have the winch. I think they either bring a winch instead of charging slam or they bring a light. I think they need to change a little bit up to do a better time in Sis Horizon here as we're going to get underway soon.
And then here's something as well, guys, is you will see, if you're running Charge and Slam, I think it is very beneficial to have someone with Goo as well, because you can take advantage of the stall with that. The Charge and Slam is easily going to be able to come in, stall those out just the same as the grab cube has been able to do for Soulmates, right? So take positional advantage with that and really run with that. But there's a lot you can do in these maps.
Yeah.
With the tools that they've given you.
Absolutely. So do we see any switch-ups from either of the teams here? Let's see.
Hey, Puppy, get your cheeks down here.
What was that?
Just mute, boys. Just mute, boys, but the puppy is running upstairs and acting a fool. Hey!
Not muted again. There we are. And don't worry about him. He's dealing with his dog. Don't worry about that. We're underway on Sis Horizon here. In map number 2, we do not have a change. It looks like they're still going to be playing that Charge and Slam. I don't think that's going to work for their best, as Chris goes for a quick RPG play. Doesn't quite get anything done with it, but he knows what they're going to play. The grab grenade and the winch on Cassie to slit. What a wonderful play. That was brilliant. The lock bolt comes out as Chris does chase down this heavy and loses the gunfight. That is huge. It's now 1v2 against the light. He needs to get this kill. It is all up to the medium. And the Charge and Slam goes in, does damage to itself. As the medium's going to chase down and is able to eliminate the heavy. Whoa, that was a tight match.
Great plays by both teams. Great plays.
Also, I figured out what happened with that kill the last time. He didn't have enough health when he Charge and Slam, and it takes away some of your health when you Charge and Slam.
You're kidding me.
No,
really?
When you run through a wall, yeah, it takes away some health. You Kool-Aid Man it, and eventually that glass is going to break after too much.
Get ball one.
Oh, boys.
I have a feeling they're about to get. They did not get double gated. They were able to pump that in to cash out A and get this into a nice area.
wow.
Look at this. I love this positioning. Yeah, they've realized they're above. They can't play outside. They have to get inside, run to the right side here, and try to do some damage from afar and maybe get a jump pad in here. One Pump immediately gets healed back, and look at Cassie. Cassie's 1 HP. One Pump doesn't know where he is. He didn't see him rotate. The shots go in, and he's not there. Yeah, broke my ankles too. I mean, that was wonderful from Cassie. Good knowledge to get out of there quickly and not be spotted.
Okay, Tempo's doing exactly what they need to do here. They're trying to get that high ground because they know they're not going to be able to contest them.
They're going to probably open up the roof and play on a jump pad here. Look at that.
And
Actually, they're going around the
exactly
outside.
What they're doing again.
Interesting.
Reposition.
There's the jump.
Reposition. And
one of them doesn't land as...
Oh,
look,
it landed on top of it.
But Chris...
The grab cube landed on top. Look at that.
Oh.
Did you know that?
I didn't. That is news to me. But look at
All
this.
right.
You get the positional play. You get the rotational play from Soulmates here as they play split from everyone else. Look at this. The
RPG out.
Trying to do some damage here. Cassie light off guard a little bit as he's going to try to push in and get some
Another
sort of damage here. And
RPG
another rotate. Look at that. The
Yeah.
lock bolt doesn't land where they want it to. No winch to be able to make anything happen. This cash out is floating midair. Great kill for Charging Slam on a Fizzit as Chris Sneaks is still 1 AP. Oh, Skill is able to get a kill on the medium. He has to get this light. They have to get this light or this heavy. Light's able to get the kill. Fizzit does get rezzed. It is very close. As the light tries to get the medium, it does get the kill. And Chris is midair on his own ground view, but he does get taken out. Fizzit traded.
That was one of the closest fights, but it really came down to skills or Fizzit's death in that early fight.
Absolutely, yeah. He needed to stay alive a little bit longer.
He got positioned out from the other team behind the goo. Again, goo is king, guys, for mediums. I truly believe that. And one pump placing that in, and it helps split skill from his team. And then
immediately the spawn has been noticed, by the way, of Tempo from Soulmates here. Playing the long game, playing the long range. Just trying to take some shots. They know they have box 2. They want to go to Cash Out C here. Cash Out C looks nice. And look at this, box 2 is just kind of disappeared off to the side. They're running it around.
Yep, absolutely. And and again, you know, Soulmates does a great job it forcing the other team into positions that they don't want to be in.
The lock bolt does land on Chris. Shots coming in, Charging Slam gets targeted and is killed. Fizzit hops in with the mesh shield, but he's taking damage from the poison. Dome shield goes out. Great shots on a Chris, who's half HP, does end up getting the kill. And that is one pump, throws the goo, but it doesn't land. There's no Charging Slam damage as Skill runs out of ammo.
Oh, no!
It doesn't reload!
This is a 1v1 situation
it's a 1v1
here.
Fizzit versus one pump. One pump does get the quick res.
Oh,
Is pushing to try to stop the res and does get caught off guard. Fizzit with a good mesh, good double mesh. Doesn't get the kill, though, as he's traded out by Charging Slam.
May have been the play there for him to grab that box and reposition it to stall a little longer. That may have been the play for their team. He knew he was going down already. He either needed to capitalize and finalize that revive and try for it, or get rid of the box. But either way, it was not a winning situation for them. Okay, so here we go. We're getting into the next. They went ahead and pulled box out in the open, playing the positional advantage of what they're having. Interesting.
Jump pad up high.
Trying to get that initial burst in. Tempo is. They're splitting
RPG
them,
goes
getting a
out.
lot of damage.
Good kill
Chris
on
is
the Chris
down.
from Cassie.
Great push by Fizz,
Targets,
almost.
does get the kill. Chris back alive, does get chased down. Skill here, trying to get this kill. Does get the kill on Chris. It's all up to Charging Slam.
They're going for the steal, and I think they're going to take this.
Charging Slam trying his best to delay. He's not going to be able to do anything here. Goes for the medium, does get the kill. Fizzit needs to get this trade. And does. And my apology, I believe you only take damage on Charge and Slam when you slam, not when you charge through walls. I think it's just on the slam, if I'm not mistaken.
And we can run that back because this is new information. And
I need to double check. To be fair, I am not a Charging Slam main. I almost don't touch it.
I'm not either.
So I'm not honestly sure, but I think it's only when you slam, if I'm mistaken. If it's not when you go through walls. It'd be nice if Skill could show us a little slam right now so we can check for science, but he has something else to focus on that's a little more important than science. This is cash out number 2, going the way of Tempo. As we go back to the final cash out of Sis Horizon. We've gone to 3 cash outs every map so far. But will it be Tempo coming out on top of what is not their map pick? So it's only on the slam?
That's what it seems.
Okay, I see. And that's patch notes.
Okay, we
for
get
you.
damage coming out. We get damage coming out.
The jump pad for the C4. Doesn't quite do anything though, but the C4 is there as Chris jumps over to take the fight against Skill. Winches to cancel out the charge and is able to eliminate Skill. 1 pump, 1 HP as Fizit's also quite low here. Cassie trying to back out and get a res.
Charge goes for the reposition and the kill. And that's
great kill on the great kill in the medium. They do see the heavy. He's gonna play time. He heard them go the other way. The winch comes out, but he does get the kill. You hit yourself if you charge and slam and it doesn't hit a player, I think.
I'm going for that zip line.
To be fair, it's a weird way to word it. But it is in the patch notes. I guess we're gonna have to see. I'll see if maybe Skill has if he does something like that. I don't know.
I mean, he may have higher knowledge on that than we do. If he is.
Yeah, good question. If he's a charge and slam main.
I mean, I'm 800 hours into this game, and I had no idea about that mechanic. I just did not know.
I've got 1200, and I knew at the bare minimum something gives you damage on charge and slam, but I didn't know what.
Right.
So glad we're learning this as a group here. We're all here to learn, all here to grow, and get better at this game.
Yeah,
and look at this, we're getting the rotational play again from Team Soulmates. As they hear the drops and they go up. Look at this. This is just wonderful. The drop came out from Tempo, and then suddenly they're all the way back up at the top. But they've been spotted.
Chris
They've been
split.
found.
Skill by himself.
And Skill is dead. Yeah. Chris charging and trying to chase down Cassie, but they don't know this heavy is here. 1 kill from the heavy. Second lock bolt goes in and does lock the light. And that was wonderful from Tempo. Fizit getting the final kill, hopefully here on the medium. This is really important to get. The double goo, he takes the box, or he takes it outside.
They need to not chase this medium. They need to go.
They need a res and go steal.
On bodies.
They need a res and go steal.
Oh,
Skill
great
has been
push
spotted.
out.
The goo to stop.
Oh,
and Skill does get the kill. And also,
they did it, and that's gonna be the box.
Skill charge and slammed into the ground on his own, not hitting anyone, didn't take any damage. So how do you hit yourself?
The thing is he did initial damage though and shoved.
Maybe it's because he did initial damage.
So that may be it. Yeah. Oh, look at their positioning. Do you see this? They're forcing the enemy team to spawn farther. They're not going to be able to get this. And this is going to be
There's no way they have time. This will be map number 2 for...
Was this 2? Yeah.
Yeah, this is map number 2. This is map number 2 is going the way of Tempo. And we have a scoreline of 1-1 as we head into map number 3.
Adapt, overcome, guys. And that's exactly what's happening here in the finals.
Absolutely. Wonderful map there from Tempo. They really took control there and were able to make it happen. They actually were able to isolate, and it was all from Fizzy.
Fizit.
Not Fizzy. Fizit. For playing on that off-ground area. Yeah, SinFizzy's in the match. He's just under a different name.
That me, bro.
Absolutely.
All right, so going into this, right, again, so we're going into this. We need to figure this out. Guys, somebody get into practice and go run into a wall real quick. Go jump off a building. We need to figure out these numbers.
Absolutely. We need to get an understanding here before we get to the next map on Monaco. Would be ideal.
Monaco next map.
Yeah, Monaco next map. Charge and Slam's actually really good on Monaco. Monaco is one of those maps where if you take down that building, it's really hard to play around any cash out if there's no high ground. Honestly, I think we need to see that charge and slam again.
Well, I think we do.
Is it? That is actually what we're trying to figure out. I'm not gonna lie. How you died.
Yeah.
On Bernal. We've been trying to discuss that. We don't actually know. But that is not the prior concern, I guess. As we are starting to get underway here on Monaco in just a moment.
Is there a clip? You can go on...
probably can make a clip. On YouTube or on Twitch. YouTube has the replay. You can go back on YouTube. Twitch, you can't go back.
Yeah, YouTube's a little bit
But you can make a clip for a certain period of time. I'm honestly not sure how long that time is, but I know you can do it.
At YouTube, you can make a clip as long as the stream.
Oh, awesome.
So, just to put it into perspective, so, you know, for personal streams, I will clip the entire, like, 40-minute long tournament if it's a great tournament. You know what I mean? Just for perspective, so... A little bit easier to get into, and also a little bit less overhead.
There's a lot to learn from watching these teams play. There's a wonderful amount to learn,
absolutely.
A wonderful amount of things to take into consideration and get used to.
Getting in here to round 3, guys.
Monaco,
boys. Get them thick cheeks in there, boys. Let's make this happen.
I'm sorry, run that back?
No, that was it.
All right. I heard you. Much closer spawn here for Tempo on the box number 1. It's been a big advantage for him, for Tempo, because of Tempo.
And, oh, we may have this new... Oh, wait, we may be getting a fight here soon. Great rotate to the top roof from Shark.
Yeah, this is the right thing to do here. You need to play on this roof. They have spotted. They have spotted.
And
as
Chris is still trying to climb.
Still trying to climb. Still trying to get up there. Great shots coming in from the repeater. Doing a little bit of damage. Great shot there. And just trying to get some pick damage.
While they're playing patty cake on the roofs, we do have something. Reddit said basically triggering a canister that kills you with charge and slam shows that charge and slam killed you. Is also a possibility. Which, that makes sense as well.
Look at this rotation to A. They saw and they were ready. As the fight goes in, I realize Fizzit's on the M60, but Charging Slam does get a kill, but gets lock bolted. Fizzit trying to chase down this light and try to get this kill. The light is slippery and is able to get away for a second as one pump comes and clears everything out. I don't know if it was a canister because the actual thing was like a melee icon and it looked like a Charging Slam icon.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
It would have been a skull if it was a canister. Strange. Very strange.
I mean, we're at least 8 people deep of trying to figure this out. Somebody's got to figure this out, boys.
I see.
Get in bars.
From Reddit, basically triggering a canister that kills you with charge makes the game tell you died your own charge. I see.
Tempo taking the game by his
Chris Sneak's getting isolated.
Chris getting split. One pump positioning himself to really take advantage of that.
Does
Charging taking him out.
Charging does get this body and is able to res. Fizzit and Kazi just trying to figure out what they want to do here. Skill is not here. They're going for a steal. They are going for a steal on this cash out.
That's a good play here. That's a good steal and necessary.
They're able to get this steal. Roof opens up. They need to wait 10 seconds before they have skill back up. Fizzit just trying his best to run away. They're trying to run around. The steal coming out from one pump. There's nothing they can do to stop that steal as Skill spawns back in and is able to get back into this fight in a moment here. Cassie does get targeted and is running. How is he still alive? He gets meleeed by one pump.
Skill 1v3 in the team here and eventually being taken out.
And is getting taken out. Yep, absolutely.
First box going.
Yeah, first box is going to go to Soulmates.
Oh, Soulmates. There it is, boys.
Brain fart there. No worries.
It comes and goes, boys.
We're 3.5 hours in. We're getting a bit tired, you know. It happens. At least it's a little bit shorter than last Sunday's matches. Cash out number 1 done for Soulmates. Now looks like Tempo doesn't want to get a wipe here as they find this heavy and isolate him. Chris out. in the open. Charging Slam doing a lot of great damage as Chris is taken out. Is it running around looking for this medium as he is caught off guard by the light. Great heals coming in from Cassie as it looks like one pump is... Cassie's killed by Charging Slam, who just gets in there and out of there. I'm stumbling all over my words. This fight is so fast here as Charging Slam gets another. Gun comes out, protects, and they're just intentionally going to die here.
I haven't seen a lot of value come from that Charging Slam with skill currently. Now, yes, he opened up that sidewall, but did he hit on that? Did he hit anybody during that first?
I think he might have hit one or two, but it's not enough. I think they would benefit much more from a winch play here on skill than they would on a Charging Slam, because especially with the winch on Chris, it counters it.
That's the thing. So, and again, it's 100 on the initial damage, 40 for sequential damage for charge, and the slam does 50 or more depending on height. So if you're going to want to really get into this, you're going to do anything with that, then they're going to have, for him to do anything with that charging slam, he's going to have to position well for it, or even take advantage of that jump pad, which I've seen plenty of times done. You combo that with your medium, and they could really get some huge initial damage out.
For sure. Visit taking some really, really heavy initial damage from this repeater here on One Pump. One Pump really doing some good damage now. He's getting some good shots in. He's warmed up. He's loose, relaxed, calm, controlled. As we have a very interesting vertical play. Look at this. Tempo knows what they are, but doesn't want to peek. I think they jump pad and just send it in. And look at this! They've now taken this high ground. The rotate. And we have a gateway up high. Explosive canister goes in. Chris is by himself. The steal goes in. And that is 1 HP on One Pump. Visit gets traded by the light. As Charging Slam is 1 HP.
Oh,
the winch on the heavy.
Saves the charge. Save charge. Great
Chris,
revive.
half HP. Cassie, great heals from Charging Slam onto Chris. Huge deal as they wipe out Visit. And that is a confident control on cash out number 2 from Soulmates.
They needed Charging to be down right there. They needed that kill. But him getting away with less than 5 health, getting away with the save from Chris was huge. Absolutely huge from the Soulmates.
Definitely. That winch was phenomenal to separate that heavy. It may have resulted in still a kill happening, but there was so much health coming back that was a big deal.
Again, if you want as much value as you can get with Slam, you need to work as a team to get it. It's right here.
Jump comes in for Cassie, who immediately gets
coming
killed.
In by himself.
One Pump's 1 HP as he goos and tries to stall. Visit gets the trade on Chris. The steal is coming out.
Oh!
But is not going to make it happen, as it is going to be the map number 3.
For Soulmates.
Nasty with it. Very well played there.
Great games here, boys. We've got Soulmates catching the lead right now with the 2 wins. Tempo with 1 win here, going into game 4.
Absolutely.
What's some of your predictions going into this next game when it comes to how Tempo have been playing and what they need to do to, make a shift?
I think they need a winch. That's my personal opinion. But of course, maybe Skill isn't comfortable on the winch. Maybe Skill doesn't really want to play on the winch. They need a winch to get rid of that light. That light is the problem.
That's a good play. I think that's not bad. Either that or get value from the charging flame. They're not getting value from it.
The light is... The light... I apologize. I've been skipping the stats. I'll make sure not to do that next match. The light got 11 kills that match.
And that's crazy.
The light is cleaning everybody up. They need to have that winch to isolate the light. Or to at least just guarantee a kill. Because a winch on a light is almost a guaranteed kill. If you have an SA, it is a guaranteed kill. They can't do anything. So...
Completely agree.
It is definitely a requirement to have a winch, I think, against this team. Because they're just capitalizing too much from that light running around. And I think that's a big deal.
Looks like match 4 going to Monaco.
Not yet. No, Monaco is not.
Is that correct?
Match 4. No, it's going to be Seoul.
Soul's match 4? Okay.
Seoul is the next match. We're just waiting on some back-end work, as it is hopefully going to get started here soon. But looks like this next map is actually match point. for Soulmates.
Interesting here. We're coming about it.
We'll just taking its
So
time.
going on from that match, we've had a great matches and turnaround and team development on all fronts, right? Winning and losing team people in the tournament being kicked. Everybody is taking what, and this is the value you get from watching back matches and watching other people play. Is you're learning new play styles, learning new ways to adapt to team comps, and in both Soulmates position and in Tempo's position, different ways to play as a whole, right? On pushing a fight, on what to do and not to do, different variables. It's all necessary in becoming a better player, and they're doing a great job at it. They really are. I'm just very impressed by these teams.
I am as well. This has been a wonderful matchup as we come into match point for Soulmates. Into map Soul under construction.
All right, guys. It looks like we're gonna run it back here with the Lewis gun for Chris. He's keeping the corn. He's keeping the corn shooter for charging, and Pump on his repeater staying strong. Right? And this is going to be a tough one, right? This is going to be a tough one for them to do on Soul, but I think Soul is one of the more balanced maps, though, 2033 across the board, because you're going to get a lot of consistency here, right? In the different ups, in the different verticals, and wider play styles on this map. Personally, one of if not my favorite maps here. Let's go, and I'm going to go give a check out here. Cass running the Scar right now, guys. We have, obviously, the Lock Bolt on Fizz. And him, questionable value. Shooting a little too soon, I think, on that Lock Bolt, and it fizzing out. We need to make sure that team is up together. We're getting a good team fight in. Pump already down. Skill coming in with the charge straight through the goo, doing exactly what he can. Trying to get a pick on Chris. Not a follow-through. Didn't need to follow through. Chris is down. Looking currently for... charge and slam in one pump, getting the revive on one pump. Skill putting a ton of damage out there and pressure on charging. Charging taking out Cass. Cass is down. Medium split from the team. Skill coming in backside, trying to rotate in while Charge is trying to take that fight to them. Almost dead. Charging not even 25 health.
Res coming out on Chris. It is 2v3 now as Charging Slam is still alive somehow as Fizzit is isolated and taken out of the match.
Great kills. Skill trying to get this revive here beforehand, but Chris
and does get caught.
Had his super sniffer out, boys, and he is prepped and ready. Still trying to get that kill out.
Wonderful heals.
Stall.
The goo to split the wings, but he split the heavy. As the heavy gets a kill.
Wait a minute.
Where did they get that from? It's all up to Charging Slam. Back in a 2v1. Both bodies are here, so they're going to get the res. And Box is actually controlled by...
Fizz spawning with his team here. Perfect
yeah,
positioning.
Fizz spawning on B. This is huge. This cash out is not one you want to try pushing.
Son of a biscuit, boys. Look at that.
The lock bolt goes out on Charging Slam as the heavy on Fizzit is going to be able to eliminate him. That's huge. That's a great split. Now they need to play this correctly. They need to play this body because they need to make this light coin.
Skill by himself here taking heavy damage.
Heavy damage, so he can correctly back off. The rest of his team is kind of watching the body. They're not too worried about that now. They know where the other players are, so they know that Charging Slam is going to have to coin. The anti-grav grenade, there it is. Eliminating that anti-grav grenade as they have a big advantage here, both on players, because Charging Slam is too far away to make a difference right now.
Looks like Soulmate's trying to play 5D chess there. Get the high ground and separate the team from each other. While all of Tempo does a full rotate.
Absolutely, but they're caught off guard. The jump pad comes in, the log bolt. The medium isn't aware this heavy's right here. And he gets taken out by Fizzit. Skill gets winched by Chris.
Great winch by Chris.
Charging Slam, full HP. Fizzit just trying his best to delay and play time here, but he's not going to be able to get out of there in time as he's going to get chased down by the heavy and the light. Both full HP. This is looking terrible for Tempo as they go down, and that's going to be It depends. We may have cash out number 1 their way. We may not. I think they have a chance to get in here and start a steal immediately, but I don't think they'll make it stick.
If they're going to try anything here, they're going to have a total of maybe 20 seconds. Bridging that gap for the 20 seconds that they're going to have is not worth it, especially for trying to get a positional advantage for the next box.
Absolutely.
Their best value is absolutely going to be going for this next box and positioning himself properly.
Probably going to go up and play on A and watch.
It's a good play. They're, again, very split again. This team, they you know, teams every once in a while, they have the more money, the more prize R's that are on the line, you know, you see like a loss in direction sometimes for the team. And they have to hold together. They have to stay together and come to an agreement on whatever plan that is. Listen to their shot caller, whoever that is, and you know, follow through with it. But it looks like Chris and the rest of their team coming up here, and this could be a fight.
Zero grab grenade goes out. Tempo playing the high ground. Shots come in as Fizzit is heavily targeted. Chris is on the lock bolt, sent into the air. Half HP, Skill getting some good damage there as we have Skill go down now. Fizzit's back up.
Great shot by
Fizzit,
Pump.
half HP and dead. Completely destroyed by Pump and Charging Slam there.
And again, I'm not seeing the value. They had the high ground, they had the jump pad, come in, charge and slam, split the team, and make something happen with it. He uses it, I think, to more press whatever advantage that they have instead of going down the ladder, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a raid, by the way, in the stream.
Hey, we appreciate the raid, the love, guys. We're in here in the final, maybe the final match of this tournament.
Yeah, this is match point.
Or on how Soulmates play.
Match point here for Soulmates here, and they actually have the first cash out, so they're on match point and match point for the entire tournament of $450. RPG goes out, and it misses everything.
Whips?
Doesn't hit what they want.
Oh, no,
They needed to drop that
boy.
crane. They needed to drop that crane, or else they are going to be in a really big problem here.
Looks like we have Fizz going up top by himself.
Fizz,
If
yeah,
they're going to
Fizz
get
on his
value,
own.
and
he
they
gets
let
one
him
pump.
do it.
They let him get away with that. Now, he needs to drop off and just rotate back. They need to take the man advantage and start a steal. They need to wait for the RPG to come back up and probably need to get rid of this crane on the top.
triple barrier.
Chris coming in. 3 bar left on him. Charging Slam coming in, trying to get some good damage. Does some great damage on Fizzit.
Honestly,
Chris
great
sneaks
value.
quite low.
Oh, here we
Good
go. Here
damage
we
on
go.
skills.
They're to rotate over. Looks like
One
they're
pump's
playing the
definitely
stall
going to
game
coin
now.
here. Yeah, now they're going to play the stall
taking
green
the high
on the
ground.
crane. This
And
is a
we have
very
Fizz
interesting
down.
plane. They've decided to drop back down because they notice that the other teammate is back up. They know this steal is going out. He's going to get on top of Chris as Chris is taken out and isolated. Charging Slam with 1 pump behind. They do find the medium. Light's going to go down.
Great
It's
kill.
off to the medium, who's also traded. And that's cash out number 2. Probably
And that
going the
could
way
be
of Tempo.
box.
Because,
Absolutely.
however, with this center of the map being so open, it is very likely that they are going to have to aggressively spawn manipulate to be able to guarantee that they don't spawn close enough to get a good cash out try.
And it looks
Because
like
you
that's what
can
they're trying
spawn so
to do
fast.
here.
That is what they're trying to do here. They're pinging, they're trying to get good positions to play, and they're telling Cassie to get over there as fast as possible. And where do they spawn?
And the
They
far
spawn far
side of the
enough.
map, and that's going to be their box.
That is their box.
Great positioning, dude.
Going over there.
Great positioning by Tempo.
And the goo pad is blocked. The jump pad's blocked with goo. Very, very important. And looks like Soulmates are going to go in for a wipe, try to get some momentum. But box number 3 is there.
Chris with the fall and 1 pump split from the team, trying to get a little
Yeah,
bit of damage
everyone's
on
very
charging, but
split.
couldn't
So
do
everyone's
much.
so split.
Oh, dropped him 100 health on pump here. What are they going to do with this? They've got the
Fizz
high
is a
ground
hurt.
right
My
now,
apologies.
still
I did
trying
not
to
know
play it.
that. Chris trying to back out of here as 1 pump is 4 HP, running back with this explosive canister, nearly kills himself with it, but he does get away as he is taken out by Fizzit. Great shot from her. Charging Slam, 1 HP here as he does get slammed by the Charging Slam, but no, Skill misses.
He broke his own ankles! He broke his own ankles! Fizz dropping down, headed towards box here, sees the gateway, but what are they going to do with it? And
Good heals coming
Cassie's
out.
trying to do something a little extra. There we go,
The
good
light
damage,
doing some good
out
damage.
by the light.
Does get targeted. Chris coming up to the top, trying to get the body rest. Charging slam with a great kill on to Cassie.
Trying to push that advantage there with that damage. Split the team. Going for the box here, seeing if they can get retake control of that box.
Great
It's
damage
now
from
a
this M11, but they don't know
situation.
that Fizzit is sitting back here waiting. But they get split. Fizzit is all on her own as she gets taken out by Chris Sneaks.
And honestly, not a bad play to be taken out there and be finished up because they need that extra time, if possible, to get back to that box. They have 13 seconds on spawn. They're going for D site, which honestly probably the best chance for them to do. Now here's the problem here.
I agree.
With them putting it for D, they have a higher chance to get to D quicker, but they also
It's a much harder site to take.
Exactly. Right.
And I gotta say, they need to immediately break down this crane, and that is what they're trying to do as Fizzit misses the jump. There goes the RPG on the crane as the crane didn't fall. You shot the wrong part.
There it is. Crane
and
coming
there
down,
it is.
guys.
Crane coming down. Everyone abandoned ship on that crane as it falls and breaks half the map here. Cash Out D going far into the sky here as One Pump immediately is getting targeted. Great heals from the light there to be able to get his teammate back up to full HP. Chris is falling all the way. They're all down. D is down.
That is
They're just gonna get on and steal. Fizzit's gonna immediately steal as One Pump tries to get some peak damage, but this is not a good scenario for Soulmates. Chris doing some good damage, and he does get traded out here by the heavy, ideally.
Great wipe, and that's a team wipe by Fizzit.
That is huge. This cash out is really difficult to take if you play this correctly here in this position. They need to get reses, they need to play up high, and they need to just stop a steal. All it takes is one steal left.
Hey, the fall from Chris and Pump, that was crazy. I can't believe that one fall could have costed them. And they're going to position it on the bridge.
Wow, that is wonderful.
Great
positioning here. The spawn from Soulmates, they are close. They are trying to go for an immediate steal here, I think. They have no other option if they want to win on this map. And the shots from above are going in. Fizzit, half HP. RPGs herself, I think. The crossover, the winch comes in. Healing ball comes out, the shot's going in, the healing coming in. Out of ammo! Out of ammo!
No!
And they get the steal!
It's it! The upset!
And that is it!
Down!
Soulmates.
That is game!
Soulmates are your 7-circle head-to-head champions for this season. What a steal!
The pull slightly over too far on the bridge costed him that game. What a crazy match.
And no charging slam. And no ammo on Fizzit.
Charging slam.
Fizzit ran out of ammo.
Oh, what a game, guys.
Nobody pushed. Nobody pushed at the end there, unfortunately. And that's cost them. That cost them everything.
Guys,
that cost them everything. What a match.
Guys,
what a tournament. I mean, wonderful.
Everybody played that so well all the way. The recovery by Soulmates on positioning that box and then getting across the bridge with tempo coming in to take that box. Everything from there that is the tournament, guys. Thank you so much for everybody coming in.
Absolutely. We actually want to get an interview here of the winning team. I want to get an interview here from Chris and some of the other players. So we'll go ahead and see if we can get them in here for an interview real quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's have a look
here.
Chris. Chris.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
What a wonderful win. Congratulations on you and your team getting a win there. What were you thinking on that last steal?
That last steal was a little bit edgy. We came out. We knew we had to play limited time. We knew that they were playing height. We just had to make an adjustment and just see how we could win that.
Yeah, and I think a little bit of luck probably went your way there because...
100%.
It seems like they kind of fumbled, unfortunately, but you wouldn't have been in that position to get a little lucky if you hadn't done so well on the previous maps. And that was very, very well played from your team. I mean, wonderful. I honestly think that was a real show of skill, real show of intelligence there with the way you guys played all the rotates on these maps.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And what ended up happening for you guys to lose the box in the first place when the crane fell? When the crane fell, you guys then having to slide across the bridge, rotate back around to try to get that box, and Tempo taking that box. What happened there?
So what originally happened is we winched it down, it fouled down. We got separated, which we shouldn't have been. We played a little too far away. I tried to get hit nearest pad to me so I could rotate back over to cash out box, which our light followed, and then our medium tried to take staircase, and unfortunately we weren't able to fucking help on the double mesh, on the double heavy.
Yep.
And they just they outperformed us. They had the hills, they had the mesh, they had the double dome, and in that instance they made a great play, and shout out to them for that great play that they performed.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again. That couldn't have went better for your guys' team, and both teams, honestly, you guys played really well, and the way that you guys were able to adapt each other's play styles and continue to make changes on the fly was huge.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we also have an updated brackets to finalize our champions for the 7th Circle.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Thank you guys for the opportunity to play with this.
Absolutely, absolutely. This has been a wonderful thing to witness. Again, congratulations on the win. We'll go ahead and find a way to get you your prize money as well. I do want to see if I could grab somebody from Tempo to see if I can get an understanding of what exactly went wrong on that final, because I mean,
absolutely,
it looked so good for them to be able to go to that map 5, and then it all just kind of fell apart.
Absolutely, and thanks again, Chris. We're gonna tag you out and switch in Tempo.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, while player tries to...
Hey there.
Oh, and we're in.
We got Lazy Rain here, the team leader for Tempo. Just walk us through what happened there at the end of that match. We're kind of a little confused as to where everyone went.
Who are you, by the way? Were you Skill, Cass, Fizz?
Skill.
Skill? Yeah, what happened there at the end?
Honestly, like, I think it was more of a map knowledge problem. Fizz took the pad that went across, and they hit the bridge there. And I didn't realize there was a pad there, and they, you know, so they hit the bridge as soon as I dropped down to go charge and slam it. They, you know, couldn't get across the bridge there, so it was just kind of an unfortunate map knowledge problem, I feel like.
Yeah, that was, we saw Fizz go across correctly, and then we didn't see anyone else follow, and we were wondering, well, that makes sense if they just dropped the other side of that bridge and they got split, and you have to wait for that whole thing to close down. And especially with the goo as well to separate that bridge. Just I guess a bit of a map knowledge problem, yeah. But overall, really well played. You guys did a fantastic job in being able to adapt to what Soulmates had to bring, because almost every single cash out, their positional knowledge was wonderful.
Yeah, they were really good at kiting and moving around and trying to make sure that, you know, we didn't get a hold of them.
You guys did a couple times. You guys were able to be able, you controlled that cash box in the right position. You're able to get the dome shields down with the mesh and just kind of hold it off long enough to get a steal. Or in some cases, you were able to chase well enough to isolate one of them. And, I mean, overall, was a very tight match. And hopefully we get to see more of you guys in future tournaments.
Yeah, I hope so. For sure, yeah.
And you know, from an outside perspective, is what do you think that, you know, your skill set, each one of your players' skill sets from playing together, however long you guys have been playing together, and what do you think you guys could do better in the future?
I think, honestly, we haven't really played together much, like, before this tourney. I kind of just, it was a last-minute thing. I think if we really played together a little more and kind of, you know, made sure that we were tight always and, you know, on top of each other, then we'd do a lot better. But it was very well played from them. They're a very good team. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, so.
Well, for not playing together, and you guys, this being the first tournament and really playing together at all as free agents to some extent, you guys played great. Absolutely fantastic.
It.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, man. Yep. Thank you guys. We had a whole lot of fun for sure.
I'm very happy you guys had a lot of fun, and very much appreciate you guys for really doing a great job in the tournament, getting everyone a fun match to watch. But yeah.
Heck yeah.
Have a good one. Better luck next time, man.
Alrighty. You too. Thank you.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today. I appreciate everyone who put all the hard work into this match. Shout out to SinFizzy, my co-caster, along with Pagan, Slop and Johns for the match management, and of course Demon for really organizing and getting everyone together to be able to actually pull this off. And shout out to the 7 Circle team entirely, and also the 7 Circle Discord. If you're not in it, go ahead and join it. I imagine most of you are. But we will be having more matches upcoming in the next coming weeks. This next Sunday, we're going to be having a new format that I've created, which is called the Cash Out Cup. We're going to start with the Amateur Cash Out Cup only for anyone Diamond 1 or below. And you will be allowed to... Or sorry, I'll clarify. Cannot be Diamond 1. Anyone below Diamond 1, sorry. And
So Diamond
it's just
2
all cash
and
out.
below.
Diamond 2 and below. There you go.
There it is. There
it'll
it
be
is.
all cash out match. We play all 9 maps. 2 hours of wonderful fun in cash out formats, and winning teams, whoever's most consistent across all those matches. I really hope to look forward to seeing all you guys there. And you guys have a good one.
Guys, great to be here. Have a great time. Enjoy the finals, and I'll see you soon as well.
See you next time.